those guys.
I was going to say,
and
move the
recruiting.
program forward. Speaking of quarterbacks in this game, Nevada, Colin Kaepernick, remember? He came from Nevada. Great things could come from the Mountain West. Hopefully a great game tonight, senior night in Reno.
It's an emotional night in Reno. Mackey Stadium, the setting, senior night for the Wolfpack. Brock Hecking, a fan favorite through the years, making his way onto Mackey Field along with the star quarterback. He has guided this Wolfpack program over the past 3 years. Cody Fajardo getting set to take the field. Handshakes and family members all around. Nothing beats senior night in college football, and this Wolfpack Nation certainly gracious for all the effort turned in. You look at this wild, wild West, the Western Division, San Diego State, Nevada, Fresno State, all with a shot. However, the Wolfpack and the Bulldogs control their own destiny with an earlier season victory against San Diego State. And with that, welcome Sean Kinney alongside former Colorado and Boise State head coach Dan Hawkins. And coach, you could not have scripted this any better. As a coach, you want to control your own destiny, and that's what these two teams have here tonight.
Yeah, they got a shot, Sean. Two teams thought they were out of it. Now they find themselves back in it, in the hunt. Couple games to go here. Whoever wins this game is going to have the inside track to play a Boise State team who's at Laramie tonight, who's got the inside track on the mountainside.
Fresno State has made a recommitment to the ground game, and boy, has it ever paid off. Martez Waller on quite a roll.
He's had some shoulder issues. Not sure what his availability is here tonight. He's one of a few 1,000-yard rushers in this league. We got two of them in this game.
On the opposite side for Nevada, Cody Fajardo has put up remarkable numbers in his 3 years as a starting quarterback. The one number missing, a conference championship. He has a chance to deliver that starting tonight.
Yeah, the folks in Nevada, and certainly everybody knows about Colin Kaepernick. And here you got Cody Fajardo. He's second only to Colin Kaepernick in both yards passing and yards rushing. You're right, he needs to come up big tonight, particularly in the throwing game, I think, to help the Nevada Wolfpack get a ring. There you see Brian Polin. Yeah, his dad, Bill, of course, longtime NFL. Brian in his second year here. We met with him yesterday. Impressed with him. Very organized guy. Got a plan here, plan to win, knows what's going on. Big moment for him. They had a tough year last year as his first year in the helm.
So we are ready to go. Fresno State will get the football first. Again at stake. First place in the Western Division here in a razor-tight Mountain West Conference, and we are underway from Mackey Stadium here in Reno. And the kick goes through the end zone for the touchback. So Fresno State will open up at the 25-yard line. A Bulldog team guided by the young junior Brian Burrell. It's been an up and down season for the Bakersfield, California product. Coming off his best game of the year against San Jose State. You see the numbers. Threw for over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, the 1 interception. And the key hawk in that game, the ability to run the football, took some of the pressure off Burrell.
Yeah, and you see Waller showing up in the first play. That's a good sign. He's lining up wide, 33, but Burrell's got some big shoes to fill. You got a couple of Carr brothers that have been there for the Bulldogs, really have lit it up. He's playing well, as you mentioned here later. Not throwing for a great percentage. Needs a big game tonight.
Empty backfield on first down, the slant, and it's caught by Hardaway. So a good start, 12 yards on the completion as we take a look at tonight's impact players. And here is the key matchup on the edge.
Yeah, well, we all know that Josh Harper's going to go down as one of the best at Fresno State, who's wide receiver university. Going to be covered for the most time against Charles Garnett, so that'll be a big match.
Burrell comes out throwing as the freshman Olsen juggles and drops incomplete.
Chad Olsen from Northern California, Pleasant Valley High School, a true freshman, has 4 touchdowns. Big key for them. Probably a little nervous right here. It's not real cold out here tonight. It's a little chilly, but not like the kind of weather we thought we might get.
46 degrees here in Reno. Clear. That wind has really died down. It was a gusty afternoon. Waller on the read, gets his first touch, plenty of space. He has the corner and a first down. 12 yards for Martez Waller, who has hit 100 yards in 6 of the last 7 games.
This is something Nevada's going to have to look at because they're 74th in the country in rushing defense, giving up 170 yards a game. This is a good start, obviously, for Fresno, and Wolfpack's going to have to find some answers because that's what Fresno wants to do.
Back-to-back first downs, and now a huge hole up the middle for Burrell. He's a great big kid. He goes into a protected slide, but not before he gets 11 more.
What a great read. Kind of an opposite of zone. Got the power read coming outside here. Brian does a great job pulling it, getting up inside. He's a big, tall kid. Goes 6'4". He's not a little scrambler type guy. He's a big runner.
257 rushing yards coming in for the junior quarterback, and Fresno State has quickly moved the football onto the Wolfpack side as Waller scrapes ahead for 4, maybe 5.
Offensive line of Fresno State gaining a little bit of momentum here and getting better down the stretch for the Bulldogs against a pretty active Nevada front, particularly on the edge with Hecking and Sayow, 2 big sack masters at the DN spot.
See the sub-tempo style. They'll go with that zone read again. This time Nevada does a much better job as they bang around Burrell.
Going to be key for Brian here at some point to hit a shot downfield. Those deep DBs are playing up pretty close on the receivers. You got to get them off, particularly when you want to run the football. The wind actually blowing into the face of the Bulldogs. Not real strong, but if the ball gets up high, you'll notice a little difference. Down low, it's not bad.
3rd and 4. They go to the reliable Waller, and 2nd and 3rd effort. You see him spinning away, trying to get free of the Jordan Dobrich tackle, and looks like he's going to be short. 4 down territory here.
Yeah, I think so. The wind's blowing at you a little bit. Waller's kind of the banger of this group. He's 19th in the country, averaging 108 yards per game. Coming into this game with 4 consecutive games over 100 yards.
See what the Bulldogs have done on 4th down. They will stick with Waller straight up the gut in a critical early 4th down conversion for Fresno State.
Simple zone play here. Back in the old days with Pat Hill, they'd line up and run power right at you. One of the great things I think Tim DeRuyter's done, he's sort of redefined offensively under Derek Carr, excuse me. They were very prolific throwing the football, but they've found themselves much more of a running team now.
Boy, a high snap out of the cannon there, and Burrell did a nice job just to save that one from sailing over his head.
Bo Bonheim, very reliable center here for the Bulldogs. Burrell needed all 6'4", 6'5" his frame to go and get that rebound.
Good tempo early on by Fresno State. Nevada sends a late blitz here. They pick it up. There's that deep shot. Jump ball in the end zone, incomplete. They were looking for Harper. Coverage on the play by Charles Garrett, our impact players.
There was your shot. We thought they'd take at some point. Beautifully thrown ball. Comes right off his chest. Harper just having a big, fantastic year. Going to go down close. You see there at 195 receptions. He'll be of a handful of receivers that go over 200 yards or 200 receptions in a career for the Bulldogs, who've had a number of great receivers over the years.
3rd down, Burrell with time, zips it over the middle, incomplete. A bit behind his intended target. He was looking for Greg Watson, and that'll set up a 4th down.
Not quite right there, but guys got to make a play for him. He had a touchdown throw to Harper, should have been caught. And that one was a little bit behind. He had to hitch up, but receivers got to go make a play for him.
So Fresno State working against this breeze tonight. They send out the walk-on freshman Cody Cronin. Cronin has hit 6 of 8 on the season. This would match his career long of 44. Low snap, they had trouble with it, and it's nowhere close. Fresno State comes up empty. It's Fajaro's turn, the Wolfpack offense, when we return.
ESPNU College Football Primetime is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots and in part by Joseph A. Bank. We fit most everyone. JOSbank.com.
It's that time of the year. A look at beautiful Lake Tahoe, the skiing resorts. Some of the resorts actually opened up in the area yesterday, and skiers were anxious to hit the lifts. Lake Tahoe with miles of skiing and riding. The elevation around 6,700 feet. Some of those ski trails, the longest runs go anywhere from 2.5 to 3 miles.
That would look nice. I'd get on those green runs, put your iPod in, and go to work.
Nice and smooth, and that's how Cody Fajardo and this Nevada offense has been this year, as they go on the ground to Don Jackson for 4 yards. Fajardo once again has had a solid year. See what he put up against the Air Force Academy, 375 total yards, a couple of touchdowns, and the big thing with him, he's durable this year.
Yeah, he runs a lot, and he's taking some shots and continue to be in there. Now, Nevada getting into 2 tight end set here. Normally, they don't get into this much until they get around the goal line, so a little wrinkle.
Jackson bottled up at the line of scrimmage as Fresno State closed the gap. With a hard hit delivered by Ederine as we take a look at the impact players, and you think the key will be the center of this offensive line for the Wolfpack? Well,
the senior Matt Gallis, he runs this outfit up front, and they've got to do a good job picking up this front. Now, Fresno's very active, and Kyrie Wilson had a big interception last week against San Jose State. I mean, this guy's a sacker, a tackler, an interceptor. He does a lot from that inside linebacker position.
Nevada has been solid on 3rd downs this year. Pressure comes, little middle screen set. Jackson with the catch. He'll take it up near midfield. Finally corralled at the 49-yard line. Malcolm Washington able to track him down.
Jackson, junior college transfer out of Iowa Western Community College. Nice little middle screen there. Good answer to some pressure. Haven't seen that a bunch out of. Got a few wrinkles here now. Fresno was the team coming off the bye week. They should have had a little opportunity to put some wrinkles in. Nevada showed a couple things early here they haven't seen much of.
18 yards on the completion. That's just his 10th reception of the year. As you mentioned, they don't throw a lot to their running backs. Fajardo to keep it for the first time, and anytime he keeps the leather, look for Fresno State to come in and deliver some booms to him. It's worked the past couple of years.
Yeah, they've got after him. They've picked him 3 times and have hit him a few times and sacked him, and they know that's the key to this offense, of getting some pops on number 17 and keeping him his production limited.
Talking with defensive coordinator Nick Toth yesterday, he felt they were able to get to Fajardo early physically the last couple of meetings and rattle him. Trying to do the same thing here tonight. 2nd and 10. Fajardo to the air, has his man. Minimal gain as they get 4 yards. It's Jared Gibson, the tight end who has been active in the passing game this season.
One of the Texas acquisitions, of course, Polian comes out of Texas A&M, so they're very familiar with the Texas high school recruiting down there. They got a few Texas guys on the squad, and Gibson's been one of the tight ends. H-back really is what he plays the most, but have been pretty productive for this year for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, you'll see him block a lot. They'll pull him, send him in motion. 2-way player. Here they're going to throw to him as he cut across the field. The game's first marker thrown in as well. Ederine, another stop, and let's see what this marker's all about.
This is kind of classic pistol action installed by Chris Ault, Hall of Fame coach here.
Pass interference, offense, number 4, 15-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Little infamous pick play. Okay, you see Gibson coming across, Fajardo pulling the ball out. Just right in here, you see a little bit of contact. Kendall Brock, former tailback, now playing mostly at the receiver position. Trying a little rub play there. Got to just be a little more discreet, Sean.
Yeah, a little bit too obvious. Brock colliding with Ederine, and that's what enabled Gibson to get some room. So instead of a 1st down, it's 3rd and long for Fajardo. Straight drop, sips it over the middle, catch is made, and then a vicious hit by Derine Smith. As Brock went high into the air, he held on to the football. It's going to be shy of a 1st down, but he paid the price.
Keep your eye on this kid, number 4. I love this guy. Racked up a bunch of yards, kind of the starting tailback last year, moved him to slot this year. Now he's playing a lot, particularly because Hassan Henderson, one of their best receivers, got hurt last week against Air Force. So you got to feel good about a guy willing to sacrifice his own needs for the good of the team.
Alex Boy on the punt. High end over end kick. Nicely done. So each team has had it once. Both defenses looking sharp early on from Reno.
www.jawhorse.com.
ESPNU College Football presented by 5 Hour Energy. The sparkling lights of Reno, biggest little city. Lots of action on a late Saturday night here in Reno. And
how much money did you lose last night?
I was good.
You were good.
I showed some discipline last night. I kept hearing discipline all week from these coaches, and I put it to use.
You're coachable.
Raw talent. So here comes Fresno State, and if you're Brian Burrell, little snake bit. His receivers let him down on that opening drive.
Yeah, 3 drops. He's 1 for 4, but 3 drops, and the touchdown ball to Steady Eddie, Josh Harper, and Watson dropped 1 and Olsen dropped 1. And Martez rushed for 25 yards and 5 carries. That's pretty good formula.
Punt by Boy as the Bulldogs deep in their own end from the shadow of their own goal line. Misdirection. Waller, look at him go. Waller still on his feet. Down the sideline. Finally pushed out of bounds at the 33.
Well, that was
yards.
all set up by the action outside with the 3 receivers faking the bob screen. Everybody was contained outside. See Martez Waller now. He took a pop on that shoulder. That was bothering before he came into this game, so probably the same issue. Shows a little speed, but he's not one to just go out of bounds. Boom. Right there on that shoulder. Gotta love the toughness, but maybe with a bad shoulder.
Some shot from Brian Lane Jr. Waller played only about a quarter and a half in the win against San Jose State. He left the game with the shoulder injury, and Josh Quezada came in and had a big second half to keep Fresno State in the title picture. And you see Waller standing up, 1,086 yards on the season, red hot of late. And all the Fresno coaches told us yesterday this is a production type of business, and with these 2 backs, Waller has been the hot back of late.
Yeah, you got Josh Quezada, number 20 in the game. Josh ran for over 100 yards against San Jose State last time out as well. Very accomplished back, a little faster than Martez Waller, but not necessarily the bruising back that Martez Waller is.
Quezada on first down, not much as he jumps over the pile for a yard. You mentioned his strong running against the Spartans, finished with 145 yards. See the numbers that he has put up in a backup role to Waller this season.
He's played a lot and played well. You see him playing outside right now, receiver in the empty set.
Burrell looking right underneath, and it's another drop. This one tipped. Let's see. They're going to say incomplete. It hit the turf before Brian Lane could scoop it up, and that's 2 drops for the freshman tight end.
The youngster Chad Olsen, normally a touchdown machine. Same play, running stick route. Little outside break by the inside receiver. Got a hat route outside of it. That's a money ball, needs to be made.
Olsen, one of those guys, getting better with each week, but a tough start on the road in the spotlight of a critical Mountain West game here tonight. Burrell, 3rd and long, under pressure, down he goes. Dumped back at the 25.
That's the beauty of this Nevada defense. They can get heat with just rushing 4. They played man under, didn't have to bring an extra blitzer to get pressure. Coming off the edge here, you got Hecking on one side, you got Ian Seau coming from the other. They squeeze it back up into the pocket just like it's drawn up. Rakeem Yates gets the tackle, but caused by the pressure from Seau and Hecking.
Tremendous kick by Garrett Swanson. Some contact downfield. Here's the marker as they collided with Richie Turner. This Fresno State team doesn't make a lot of mistakes. One of the least penalized teams in the Mountain West, averaging only 4 penalties a game.
There's no foul on the play for kick catch interference. The kicking team player was blocked into the receiver. First down, Nevada.
So they pick up the laundry. You heard the explanation from our referee, Brandon Cruz. No score. We're halfway through this first quarter. Nevada, Fresno State in a Mountain West showdown.
Necessary.
Get your NFL Sunday started on ESPN at 10 a.m. on ESPN. It's Sunday NFL Countdown presented by Snickers. Host Chris Berman and the gang provide all the latest news and updates from stadiums around the league right up until kickoff. Also available live on Watch ESPN. Nevada getting set for their second drive in this opening quarter. No score, 6:14 to play in the first period. And on first down, good surge over the left side, taking it up near the 39-yard line is James Butler, a true freshman out of Bloomingdale, Illinois.
Sweet little wham play back inside there with Gibson not coming across the formation but trapping the inside tackle and running up inside. Cody Fajardo did a nice job picking up the stem, the shift of Fresno after he clapped, and then he reset the play.
2 straight carries for Butler, and this time he runs into a brick wall in the form of Tyler Davidson, the big nose guard, the senior out of Scottsdale, Arizona.
Both teams playing a lot of true freshmen out here, and Butler one of them out of St. Francis High School in Bloomington, Illinois. Excuse me, Bloomingdale, Illinois, but that's a long ways away from Reno. But a lot of true freshmen on both sides of the line of scrimmage today.
Fajardo in the Wolfpack, 1 for 2 early on third downs. 3rd and 4 here. He's hit his first 3 passes, won't get a chance here, and he lost the ball. Fresno State says they have it. Davidson emerges with it, and the Bulldogs come away with the game's first turnover.
Yeah, that's a first turnover fumble on offense this year for Nevada. They were one of the leaders in the country. They turned the ball on a fumble on special teams. Job coming off the edge. Poyadu gets his arm in there and gets the ball out. Fresno's been trying to crowd the line of scrimmage a bunch and put pressure on Cody Fajardo. Of course, we mentioned Hassan Henderson out, a receiver. They need to take a deep shot. There's your fumble graphic right there. Nevada goes to 2. Now, one of those was on special teams, and this is the first fumble on offense for Nevada this year.
Let's see if the Bulldogs can take advantage. They run the jet sweep to Harper, stretching the field, and Nevada pursued well. Good job that time by the Wolfpack. Dobrich followed him the entire way.
Harper does a lot of things for this offense. Runs the fly sweep there. He's second in Fresno State history with 28 TD catches in his career. He missed out on his 29th on that last drive.
Well, you saw that amazing statistic, just the one fumble coming in. The trio of Fajardo, Jackson, and Butler, 422 carries this year without putting the ball on the turf. Big hole over the left side on the quick hitter as Quezada moves the chains.
Simple zone play coming off the fly sweep action. They actually go counter back in there. 2 pullers, including Gibson. Fresno does a lot of pull. You see right here, it's a guard H pull. They'll do a tackle pull. They'll do guard tackle pull. A lot of different ways to block down. Dave Schramm, the offensive coordinator, doing a lot of creative things in the run game.
Fresno State sniffing at the red zone. Their 6th first down in this opening quarter. Quezada dancing his way. He'll pick up 3, tripped up by Jordan Hansen.
Missed it. He had one hole wider there. He didn't quite trust it. Gibson was coming all the way back outside, kicking out the outside rusher, Ian Seau. Quezada's going to watch that one on film and wish he was one gap wider. He would have hit his head on the goalpost, I think.
2nd and 7. Fresno State trying to take advantage of the fumble. Burrell, back shoulder throw. This time, Harper hangs on. Touchdown, Fresno State.
That was sweet. That was a great throw by Brian Burrell. Just like it's drawn up, Nevada's been playing a lot of man free, getting some room by Garrett on the outside. That's trusting your receiver, throwing the ball on time, precision passing game.
Fresno State takes advantage of the short field. 32 yards, 4 plays. It's Burrell with his 17th touchdown of the year. Josh Harper has seen a few touchdowns in his day at Fresno State. He knows the stakes are high tonight. Career touchdown number 28 has the Bulldogs on top.
All conversation, Mondays on ESPNU.
Josh Harper, the senior from Stockton, California, what a career as he continues to chase down Davante Adams. Adams caught 38 touchdowns for Fresno State in his successful run. And Harper, who was his teammate for 3 years, now trying to guide this Fresno State program to another Mountain West championship. And how about the start by Brian Burrell? Making some good throws early on, Hawk, in this one.
Yeah, and he should have another 4 catches in there, but Josh did a great job. Boy, that was sweet from the all-22 look, just seeing the timing and the angle of where Brian Burrell was throwing that ball, and then Josh being able to just twist his body and contort it and get it on the outside.
Swanson's kick goes into the end zone for the touchback. Don't forget Monday, Joe Flacco and the Baltimore Ravens visit the Superdome to take on Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Monday at 8:15 on ESPN, and watch ESPN. No other night is Monday night. Brees and the Saints reeling a little bit. Trying to get back on track against Baltimore Monday night. See what Fajardo has done here in Reno against the Bulldogs. He's had a tough time. The 3 interceptions. He's been sacked 6 times. Fresno State has done a nice job containing the explosive quarterback, and a good start for the Bulldog defense here tonight. Jackson back into the game, makes a nifty cut. Jackson takes it all the way to the 45-yard line. 21 yards on first down for Don Jackson.
Simple zone play, nobody on the edge out here. See him cut it all the way back. Need a force player. Got caught up in the wash. Now the other thing is Fresno's been crowding the ball a lot. I mean, they've got almost everybody within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. So if you crease that, you got a chance to run for a little bit.
Fajardo will keep it this time. Fajardo into the open. A foot race down the sideline. They're not going to catch him. Touchdown, Wolfpack.
Coming right back at you, off the fly sweep, faking the zone, blocking out though. Not everybody's coming back down, so you got blockers out in front of you. Fajardo can pick them up, put them down.
That was quick. The counter punch by the Wolfpack, and they go to the senior quarterback Fajardo with his 11th rushing touchdown of the season. 2 plays, 75 yards. And in case you missed it, video of the touchdown now posted on the SportsCenter app, available on your mobile devices and tablets whenever you need it. Let's go back to the touchdown run by the senior quarterback.
You see the fly sweep coming over the top, faking zone back to the right. The difference is the line's blocking out instead of going all the way back. And then once you crease it, Cody Fajardo can run. And Fresno State, both of these teams have been playing a lot of man. The difference is that Nevada has been playing with the man free with a defender way deep. Fresno really crowding the line of scrimmage. And if you get past that first initial wave, you got a chance to go.
So the Fresno State defense, which has been susceptible to the big play. They have given up 59 plays of 20 yards or more. That's toward the bottom of the Mountain West Conference. And ironically, Nevada has really struggled getting the big play offensively. But when they do, typically it has been Fajardo, and he delivers here on senior night.
Nice job by both kickers in this game, doing a good job driving the ball and making touchbacks and putting the offense back at the 25-yard line, because the way these teams have been moving it, you need to keep them back out of that scoring area.
Fresno State looking for their 3rd straight Mountain West championship, and a lot of people had written them off the way the season started, but Brian Burrell took his lumps early when they opened up with that brutal stretch at USC, at Utah, and then Nebraska whipped them pretty badly out on the West Coast. But his team never panicked. Burrell has continued to get better, and now they have put themselves in a position to contend for another Mountain West title.
Coming off the edge, see Hecking getting up, making the play turn back underneath. Turns the play back into favors the corner, forcing the play. Yeah, you mentioned that schedule, Sean. It's tough for kids to play. You play 3 really tough games, your confidence goes down, you get banged up. You need to schedule smart in football. If you want to have success, you need confidence. You got to schedule smart, and you play teams like that coming out of the gate, it's not good for your momentum.
Harper gets the catch for 8 yards. Set up a 3rd down situation. So in your mind, when you look at these teams as they schedule, what's a good number for a money game?
Hey, play one tough game. I'm good. Play it the first game of the year. You got all off season to plan.
3rd down pass tipped away, incomplete. Lenny Jones got a hand on it. Jones with the deflection, and it's a 3-and-out for the Bulldogs.
Great job, Lenny, punching out here. Sees the quick drop. You see the tackle trying to cut him. Now, most defensive ends today football, they'll just jump their hands up. As soon as you see right there, trying to get cut, Justin Northern tries to cut him, and he says, oh, 3-step drop. I'm just going to get my hands up. Good technique.
Jones with those long arms. Both him and Ian Seau rotate on that left side for the Wolfpack defense. Turner looked like he wanted to field that punt, but he ran into one of his blockers and then a handful of white jerseys, so it turns out to be a terrific kick for Garrett Swanson. College basketball season is here. San Juan, Puerto Rico, the setting for the Puerto Rico tip-off, and you see familiar name back into the championship. It's 17th ranked UConn getting set to battle West Virginia. Tomorrow night, 6:30 Eastern on ESPN2. Charlotte actually won the Puerto Rico tourney last year. Jolly and the Huskies looking good after the first week and a half of college basketball.
Wolfpack coming out in 2 tight ends again to start the series.
Fajardo in some trouble. You know, he's not flashy, but he finds a way to get out of harm's way so many times.
He's sneaky fast. And again, you see right here when you see the 2 backers separate, you're going to have somebody look after the quarterback. You got to have somebody almost DB type athletic ability to keep up with him.
Nevada with 115 yards of offense, and a good chunk of that coming from Fajardo. You see what he has done on the ground throughout his career. Tops in the FBS for quarterbacks running the football. They'll try to add to that total here as he scrapes ahead for 2.
Nice job by Charles Washington, number 28, the corner, coming from the boundary. That was the extra defender in that look, and Cody wasn't anticipating. Good little wrinkle on defense to stop the quarterback run.
Sets up a very manageable 3rd and short. See the H-back Gibson to the right. They put Turner in motion. They go straight up the gut with it to Butler, and he should have enough. Not by much. Mickelson was there to try to stand him up, but it's the freshman Butler with what appears to be 1st down yardage, and it is. We wind down this first quarter.
Nevada's going to wear on you. They're going to run that bend motion, the fly sweep motion. They got Gibson coming back across the formation. A lot of eye candy with a quarterback that can hit the home run. That's a tough combination in the run game.
15 seniors recognized here tonight before the game, the festivities in Reno. One of those seniors, the dynamic quarterback, Cody Fajardo. He has the Wolfpack on the board, 55 yards on senior night here at Mackey Field.
Ian.
The Mountain West, the Western Division. 3 teams fighting for that West crown. Nevada right now, a chance to control their own destiny. The Wolfpack win this week, win next week, they're in. Fresno State, similar situation. This Bulldog offense led by Brian Burrell. They win tonight, then defeat San Jose State. They march in. And then let's not forget about the Aztecs. They were able to keep their championship hopes alive last night by beating the Air Force Academy, but they need a little help. They need one of these 2 schools to drop a game over the final 2 weeks. So they are looking in from the out. Nevada, Fresno State control their own destiny, and that's why tonight's game is so critical. The winner really takes a strong lock hold on this Western Division.
Yeah, on the other side, Boise State up 14-0 in the first quarter up in Laramie. They've got to play Utah State in their last game. Of course, Utah State, Matt Wells' club, big win over San Jose State last night. And Colorado State, who has the best strength of schedule in the league, but it is playing behind the loss to Boise State right now. You see Nick Rolovich there, former quarterback at Hawaii, grew up in the June Jones 4 wide receiver set, came here with Chris Alt, learned the pistol offense and appreciation for the run game. Done a nice job really blending the 2 philosophies and learned from really 2 of the masters. I mean, Chris Alt back in the day was a wing T guy. Back when they were a 1AA squad, he basically invented the pistol offense. June Jones, of course, coming out of that Mouse Davis run and shoot tree. Young coach. That guy's got a bright future right there. He's done a really nice job putting together an offensive package that's tough to handle.
Yeah, his 3rd year with the Wolfpack, spent 4 years with Hawaii, as you mentioned, and we asked him how difficult was it to transition from you mentioned that wide open pass happy offense of June Jones into the pistol set, and that's why Alt brought him aboard. He wanted to introduce the passing game more to this Wolfpack element.
Yeah, I really talked about Coach Alt, just the discipline, the timing, the mesh of the run game, and the real appreciation for the run game. You know, for him, running the ball coming from Hawaii was an offshoot, whereas coming here was the main deal.
So we begin quarter number 2, 7-7. Fajardo's going to scramble and take it for good yardage as he tightrope the far sideline. Nothing open downfield, so he took what the Fresno State defense gave him.
Going back with a bootleg, got the edge blocked, didn't have a receiver out necessarily, and that's the thing that makes it tough in man coverage. When you play man against a team that has a running quarterback, nobody's got him. That's just a difficult scheme.
6 carries, 65 yards for Fajardo on the ground. You see the spin move by the freshman Butler, and he'll pick up first down yardage. Todd Hunt with the stop, but not before Butler moves the chains.
Carl Mickelson, inside linebacker, number 43. There you see with the hair, brought pressure up inside. But Nevada's doing a nice job picking up that wash, because there's a lot of twisting and stunting and movement going on up inside.
This offensive line takes a lot of pride, and this goes back to the Chris Alt era, the union, as they call the offensive line here in Reno. Talk more about that in a moment. Fajardo with all sorts of time, tried to thread the needle. That's a dangerous pass. He was looking for Brock.
Throwing that in there just a wee bit late. Always an axiom, never throw the ball late down the middle, close.
Linebacker Ederaine nearly had the interception.
He came up a little bit. Looks like he got his shoulder or his wrist coming to the sideline.
Not a real deep Bulldog defense.
Exactly. Yeah, they got a true freshman playing back there as well.
Fajardo keeps it, and there he goes again. Picks up a huge downfield block, and the senior delivers for the Wolfpack.
Watch number 2, Richie Turner. You want to see why teams win games? Watch him. Watch him just get after. He's going to bury Charles Washington. That's why Cody can run down the field. You got one of your best receivers, Richie Turner, going down and blocking like that. That's unselfish play. That's why teams win when receivers want to block. And you got a quarterback that can run like that else.
Cody Fajardo and the big play. It's back in the Wolfpack offense tonight. 60 yards. Nevada with their first lead.
M8 and the ReCamera by HTC, exclusively at AT&T.
Nevada has put together their longest drive in this first half. 7 plays, 82 yards, and it is Cody Fajardo with his second rushing touchdown of this first half. Fajardo's best year running the football was in 2012. He rushed for over 1,000 yards that season. Last year he battled injuries. He missed a couple of games, rushed for only 621 yards, and a lot of that just because of the wear and tear his body took. As I mentioned, absent from the lineup for 2 games, but he spent a ton of time this offseason in the weight room improving that factor, and it just sounds like he's the ultimate competitor.
Yeah, I always say you want a guy that can run, but don't make him the runner, because sooner or later he's going to go down. So I mean, it's phenomenal. He's put up this kind of numbers. Fresno came into this game with one objective, and that was to stop that guy, number 17, Cody Fajardo, and so far, not so good.
One of the areas we talked about, something had to give tonight. Nevada's offense has lacked the big play, while Fresno State's defense has just given up way too many.
See the difference in kick there against the wind. Sorry there.
Nevada flying to the football. They take down Dylan Root. Big time hit put on special teams by Alex Bertrando.
Brian Poling, head coach here for Nevada. Now, this guy's roots are in special teams, so you knew these guys are going to be teamed up. Lester Erb, longtime special teams guys as well. They put a lot of emphasis on this, and again, one of those hidden facts in championship teams can play well on special teams.
All right, Hawk, if you're Fresno State right now, the game getting away from you over the last couple of minutes. Your running back Waller's questionable for a return. How do you try to get some of the momentum back?
Well, that's a good point. I think they got to get a shot back down the field to Josh. He's proven productive.
Quezada stretching the field. Makes a good cut. Looked like he was going to be bottled up, and then he saw a bit of a seam, some daylight, and he'll pick up 4 yards. McNeil in on the stop, one of the 15 seniors honored earlier tonight.
Now, Josh Quezada, I mean, that's his strength getting outside, but the edge with Hecking and Seau is the strength for Nevada, so sometimes you think you want to just bang in there.
Quick throw, Watson makes the catch. Marker comes in, and he's thrown down back at the 19. See what the marker is all about as Watson loses yardage.
There's no foul on the play for a face mask. The defender had his hand on the helmet, did not grab the mask. It's third down.
Good job out there by Evan Favors.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. Now, if you grab any part of the helmet, it is face masking. You could put your hand on the helmet. That's not face masking. If you touch the face mask, that is face masking. Good job by the crew sorting that out.
Here comes the crowd at Mackey Stadium. Fresno State 0 for 4 on third downs tonight. And a timeout taken by the Wolfpack.
Nevada, first of the half.
Fresno State trying to ride the storm here early in the second. Wolfpack by 7.
All right, welcome back. Fresno State with a big third down call here, 3rd and 8. Going to see that good no call by the officials. You're going to see the hand come up on the helmet, but no grab and not touching the face mask. Nice job by the officials sorting that out. Now, if any part of the helmet was grabbed, it'd be a penalty. Or if you even touched the face mask, it would be a penalty. So great job by the officials. Nevada showing 2 deep here. The first time they've played 2 deep coverage so far.
They rush 4. Burrell dumps it off over the middle. A Wolfpack defender slipped and fell, and Quezada will pick up the first down.
Dumped it down. Jonathan McNeil, they weren't 2 deep. You see him dropping on the hash mark right there. Drop it up to Quezada. He tripped over the umpire.
Screen to Harper. Picks up a nice block from Watson. In fact, Watson delivered the boom twice on that quick screen.
Get the ball out quick. Harper, you just want him the ball in his hands. As many ways as you can get it. Quick screens, bob screens, fly sweep, deep, short. He's an athlete.
Burrell, deep ball. Receiver has a step, but he overshot him. He was looking for Hardaway, the redshirt freshman out of Los Angeles.
Ah, Sean, you got to get air on the ball. You cannot overthrow. You got one-on-one. You've got to give your guy a chance to catch it. Good angle. But get it up there and at least give your receiver a chance to make a play or have an incomplete ball. Hard to get that one unless you've got go-go gadget arms.
So here we go again, another 3rd down for Fresno State. They just converted a few moments ago. Nevada shows blitz. Here they come. They pick it up over the middle. Watson with the reception. Yards after catch. Watson to the 20. Cuts back and is finally caught just outside the 10-yard line. The Wolfpack gambled. Fresno State makes them pay.
Brian Burrell sees it, goes hot, throw the ball into the void. Good job running after the catch. Not quite enough juice to get outside. Nice job by Brian Burrell, seeing the blitz and throwing into the void.
You saw the helmet pop out, so Watson will leave the lineup. Fresno State back in the red zone. Punt, throw, wide open, touchdown. Aaron Peck. And a couple of critical 3rd down conversions to keep that drive alive.
They're going to pump the bob screen, meaning the quick screen outside that they threw to Josh just a second ago. Pump it, send 2 receivers up the sideline. Great scheme by Dave Schramm. Great answer by Fresno State. Here on the road, all the marbles. This is where you got it. Great players make great plays in great games. Got to have it tonight.
So Nevada goes 7 plays, 82 yards. Fresno State counters with a 7-play, 81-yard march. Brian Burrell, 13 yards. Aaron Peck with a 2nd touchdown of the year. We're tied in Reno. Brian Burrell with a couple of touchdown passes in the first half. Let's go back to the equalizer just a few moments ago.
You saw the fake out here to Josh Harper. You see the quick screen out there. And then just slipping it right over the top of Favors. Good action. That's one of the conundrums of modern day football. You've kind of got your whole running game going on outside, and it's, do you cover them? Do you play somebody deep? Do you go man? How do you deal with the pump and go? That's really put a lot of these defenses in binds, and everybody talks about the scoring, and it's just spread out. It's a 53-yard game, and that's the width of the field there. I would say 53 yards, meaning defending the whole width of the field.
Swanson with the kick. Brock's going to give it a shot as he brings it out 3 yards deep from his end zone, and he will get back up to the 20, up to the 21-yard lines. One of the great traditions of college football, the Iron Bowl next Saturday. Number 14 Auburn takes on number 1 Alabama. The Tide lead the series 42-35-1 through the years, and how can we not forget last year's crazy finish as Auburn on the Chris Davis 109-yard return of the missed field goal sealed the deal. Remember, if Alabama wins, they'll play in the SEC championship. Nick Rolovich and his Wolfpack offense will go back to work. They'll stick with the hot hand. Fajardo, ball popped free late, but he was clearly down. Fajardo gets 3. What adjustments do you think Fresno State has to make defensively to try at least slow down Fajardo, who has burnt them time and time again?
Yeah, well, you almost have to play him man like he's another receiver and get somebody over the top on him. And they're having problems on the edges. And I think a lot of that comes from the blitzing up inside. So maybe a little more base package on the outside from the defense and being able to mirror up the quarterback. Got a man down here inside.
That's the left guard, Joey Engelmeyer. Remember, this is a spot that they have taken a hit already this year. Back in week 2, Nevada lost Jeremy McCauley. So they will work on the redshirt freshman from the island of Oahu.
Only at DuluthTrading.com.
There are a lot of local guys on the Union, the offensive line for Nevada. One of the guys not local is the injured guard, Joey Engelmeyer. He arrived here in Reno all the way from the island of Oahu. He was spotted by offensive coordinator Nick Rolovich, able to walk off in his own power. And this is a trouble area for the Wolfpack just because of depth. Because of the McCauley injury earlier, we'll see Adam Corey step in, but it's not a real deep O-line. Keep an eye and see if Engelmeyer is able to come back. 2nd down and 8 for Fajardo. Hasn't thrown a lot tonight. He'll put it to the air here. Comes near sideline, incomplete. Good coverage on the play by Curtis Riley.
They kept Gibson in, the H-back there, to do a little extra pass protection. That's a benefit when you have a tight end, you have an H-back and a back. You get a little more 6-7 man protection. Helps keep your quarterback a little cleaner.
Fajardo has delivered the damage with his feet. See the 2 rushing touchdowns, gallops of 55 and 60 tonight. Jackson, the tailback. Turner, the receiver, to the top of the screen. Keep an eye on him. They set up the screen. Jackson with the catch, and he's tripped up. Mickelson, the inside linebacker, able to make the play, and the Fresno State defense comes up with a stop.
Great job by Carl Mixon getting underneath the block on the screen. He's tracking this the whole way, and then you see him avoid the cut block from the line. Nice job. Good open field tackle. That time, Fresno playing quarter, half, meaning quarter on 2 deep, and then a half, and playing zone underneath.
Braden Sanchez on the punt for Nevada. Not their normal punter as he sends it that left foot. And it goes out of bounds near midfield. We'll see where they mark it. So not sure what that's all about with the freshman Alex Boy, who has handled the punting duties this year, but that time they sent out.
Well, the wind's blowing into him right there, Sean, and I think that might be the answer that they were trying to come up with. The other side of it is they had Deron Smith back at punt returner, who the Kendrick Williams is normally the guy back up there, and had Deron Smith got his mitt cleanly on that ball, it could have been out the gate. I kind of like the attempt to return it.
Smith has returned only 3 this year. He had a 52-yarder against Wyoming, and you asked the coaches last night, why don't you have this guy returning more punts?
You think I got to him?
I think you did.
Well, he plays a lot of plays on defense, and I see that. I understand that. But as an old special teams guy, I always wonder, well, how come you save him for defense or offense? They can't play special teams.
The special teams coaches, they never get the respect, do they?
I know. You know, we don't talk to those coaches when we talk to the coaches. I mean, it's offense, defense. Poor special teams guys got, you know, all these people in space. He needs athletes.
And you only get noticed when things go wrong.
Yeah, they find him on the sideline.
2nd and 9 from midfield. Burrell guns it near side. Harper makes the catch at the Nevada 35. 15 yards on the strike to Harper.
Captain obvious, but Brian Burrell is throwing the ball really well. Of course, Josh is tough to defend out there, but Brian Burrell is really on time, in rhythm. getting the thing out early. The wind is blowing a little bit here as well. He's tightly spinning it. Man, he's been impressive. If those guys would have caught those balls they dropped, he'd be almost throwing a perfect game.
Burrell back to the air. Deep ball, receiver open, and it's incomplete. Kendall Johnson was able to get there maybe in the nick of time to throw off the line of sight.
Now there's good placement. Good stem move inside, getting it out over that outside shoulder. Ooh, man. Sean, when you were back at Central, you would have made that grab. You would have got that thing.
We've seen some drops here tonight by the Fresno State receivers. The tight end, Olsen. Burrell looking really good. 10 of 17 and 2 touchdown passes. Zone read, he keeps it. Kind of a tug of war with Quezada there as he pushes to the 30. Favors in on the stop.
You know, it's interesting. You talked about the tugging, and you look at the difference in how Nevada does the mesh, where they ride the ball. It's a little cleaner. They talked about Chris Alt's emphasis on the mesh of it, and that's where sometimes teams have problems in this offense. Is do I have it? Do I give it to the running back? Who's got it? Sometimes it ends up on the carpet.
Got to believe this might be 4-down territory. High snap. Nevada rushes 4. Burrell throws it. It's caught. Watson snatched it. Touchdown Bulldogs. The junior has grown up a lot throughout the course of the season, and he might be hitting his peak here in the stretch run.
Brian Burrell showing up big time. Watch him take his drop and gun. Boy, and that thing is whipped right in there. Greg Watson, that's a big time throw. Boy, you're seeing some great quarterback play here tonight. One with his feet, one with his arm. Right here, you're going to see it's going to take a precision throw, and he sticks it right in.
You see how Watson
been playing over the top. No chance to get it.
See Burrell is going to have a sore hip. All the hip checks. He makes it to the coaches, all of them over there to congratulate the junior. And it was all about checkdowns, making your reads, and having confidence in your throws. And we're seeing some of that confidence in this first half.
Yeah, they played the freshman Zach Greenlee a couple weeks ago, brought him in, and then they brought Brian Burrell back in. I think he was able to see it, see what was going on, be able to trust his reads, throw the ball on time. Really showing up in a big game here tonight.
Greg Watson, 3 catches, 74 yards. Remember, Watson was a former quarterback on this team. He was the backup to Carr in 2012. He moved to wide receiver right before the Hawaii Bowl that season. Caught 5 for 48 yards against SMU. And tonight he has been a consistent target for Burrell. I liked how he caught that touchdown with his hands. Notice he went up there, showed those big hands, and snatched it.
Now, in all fairness, Nevada's ranked 102nd in the country in defense, and Fresno State's 113th in the country in defense. So they need to show up a little bit here as well. But right now, the offenses are kind of having their way.
So for the second time tonight, Fresno State regains the lead, and you see Cody Fajardo trying to fire up his troops as the offense gets set to take the field. 9:06 to go in the second quarter. Critical Western Division matchup in the Mountain West Conference here at Mackey Stadium tonight. Fresno State and Nevada both control their own destiny. It's quite simple. Winner of this game moves into the regular season finale and wins. They're going to be playing in the Mountain West Championship on December 6th in a couple of weeks. From the 25, Fajardo will keep it. And not much. He gets 2. Ball pop 3 late on the hit by Tyler Davidson. Davidson's been active. Fajardo able to get back on top of the football.
Fresno coming back against that double tight formation with the Bear defense, meaning the guard and the center and the guard are all covered. So they're getting more guys at the point of attack, and then Wilson was able to play the quarterback and take away the read from Fajardo.
Mentioned these two quarterbacks having success in different ways. It's been the running of Fajardo, the throwing of Burrell. Fajardo will put the ball in the air. Here comes pressure. Mickelson, Davidson all chasing, and they all come up empty. Marker comes flying in as Fajardo scrambles out of bounds. A marker thrown in the vicinity of a hold. Anytime you see the protection break down like that.
Carl Mickelson comes late from the top right-hand side of your screen there.
10-yard penalty, second down.
To get him for a hold in there.
It's Taylor Evans who was in there for the injured Joey Engelmeyer. We mentioned the lack of depth up front for Brian Polian.
That's a problem when you have a quarterback that's this fast. You almost need a defensive back that can play linebacker that can run him down, because he's going to outrun most linebackers.
Not lightning quick, smart with his cuts, smart with his reads.
You're going to tell me he's not lightning quick after what you've seen in these first two quarters? I don't care what they say. He looks pretty quick to me.
You get those types of holes, those types of downfield blocks from Richie Turner and company.
30-second timeout.
Now, Hawk, you're going to make me eat my words here, aren't you? Look at these two touchdown runs.
Pretty impressive. I mean, I think he's got speed. Yeah, I think he does have quickness too. Of course, this is where we saw the great block. Couldn't see it right there, but he's running away from pretty fast guys from Fresno State.
This is the 60-yard gallop then by Fajardo. Richie Turner with the block downfield to spur it. But again, those fakes, those linebackers.
Had the turnover early in the game, which was the first one on offense this year. But does he not look Kaepernick-like? I know Colin's probably turning in watching this game here, Cap. What do you think? I know he's not as tall as you, but I got to putting up numbers like you.
The all-time leader at Nevada, 14,000 plus total yardage for Kaepernick, and big thing with him, that 2010 year, their most successful in program history. Second and a mile, they come near side. First action for Jericho Richardson. He'll make the catch up ahead to the 26. Fajardo trailing Kaepernick in so many categories. Those two going 1-2 and just tremendous careers as you look at the side-by-side here with Kaepernick over 10,000 passing yards. Fajardo with 3,200 rushing yards. And you've seen both quarterbacks. What's the biggest difference, would you say, between the two of them?
Boy, I don't know much. I mean, maybe Kaepernick has top-end speed better, but I'll tell you what, I think they're both pretty darn good.
Look at this room for Fajardo. He's pushed out of bounds. Wolfpack fans wanted a flag on Riley, and
a lot of flags coming out of the stands.
You be the judge here.
He's trying to get to that marker. He's pretty close, but you got a running quarterback like this. On some level, I think the officials are going to give the defense a chance to play ball. Now, if he's not a guy that scrambles much, you might get that call.
Senior knew what the chains were, and he was able to get the first down yardage. Fresno State, some confusion. They're forced to burn a timeout. They did not have the right personnel on the field. Fajardo limping slightly as he goes to gather with his offensive coordinator, Nick Rolovich. We talked about having him back on the field this year, the OC for Nevada. What a difference that has made. Being up in the box, and he can talk to Fajardo. Those two can make the necessary adjustments throughout the course of the game.
It's a trade-off. It just depends on your personality. I think sometimes an OC likes to get up in the booth where it's quiet. He can operate the chess match. But, you know, a lot of times they're checking plays down on the sideline, a little more communication. And so I think depending on who your coordinator is, who your quarterback is, and the experience of your team, got to get out on the field, talk to him a little bit more, helps you out. Now the scary thing is, we'll get to it later, but Nevada, is the top fourth quarter scoring offense in the country. So if they're going to explode more than this, you better put some bulbs in that scoreboard.
After the timeout, first down give is to Butler over the left side. James Butler crashes ahead for 6 yards. It's been an easy transition for Butler, arriving all the way from the Midwest. We mentioned Bloomingdale, Illinois, and a lot of that because of Don Jackson and the senior Nate McLaurin. Those two have really taken in Butler, and they talk so much about family with this program here, and they've made his transition a smooth one.
Yeah, they think that's a big, huge difference between last year and this year. Just the cohesiveness on the team and the chemistry and the love and respect they have for each other and putting the team before themselves.
Second down give, and this will move the chains. So Nevada sticking with the ground game as James Butler gets first down yardage.
This is where Cody Fajardo is really, really effective, because I'll tell you, they're very aware of him pulling, and he does a good job of carrying out the fakes. And he gets outside the box. He's got people following him and coming to him, not sure if he's got the ball or not.
Nevada dominating the rushing department. A lot of that because of Fajardo, who already has eclipsed the 100-yard mark. 137 tonight on the ground. We'll try to add to the total here, and there he goes again. Downfield block from Richardson. Tell you what, these receivers are blocking tonight. Double-digit carry for Cody Fajardo.
Gonna bring pressure off the edge over here, and you're gonna see Cody gets right up underneath it. You're gonna see right there. Conflict of assignment. Not sure, should I go to the back? Should I go to the quarterback? You got a couple of pullers, and if play is just not fitted up correctly with the defense, you got to get a guy in each gap, and you got a puller, and then you got an option going on the edge. That's tough.
That's Turner in motion. They will hand it off, and not much this time for Butler. He has stood up at the line of scrimmage and thrown backwards. Tyler Davidson again, the Lombardi candidate, and on the stop, the senior from Scottsdale.
I'll tell you, the other residual thing in this, Sean, is these types of offenses, they kind of steal your will from the defense. They really do, because they just keep cramming it on you. It gets frustrating. You're not sure who's got the ball. It just wears on you. It kind of just takes it out of you.
This will be the 8th play of this drive for the Wolfpack. Reed, it's Fajardo trying to get to the outside.
Okay, now that was the guy you just said didn't have any quicks. It looked like he was going to get nothing, and I think he got 4 right there. Well, maybe they're going to give him 3.
When you look at Fajardo and you see his numbers, and already over 100 yards, this will make it 12 times that he has rushed for 100 plus. That is 3rd best in the country. Braxton Miller, Keenan Reynolds, Miller of Ohio State, Reynolds of Navy. So when I compare it to those two guys,
yeah,
maybe.
I don't know if they're throwing it like this guy. Braxton maybe. Of course, you got J.T. Barrett there. Who needs Braxton right now?
Fajardo felt the heat. He was forced to get rid of it. Sets up a 4th down for Pullian's Wolfpack.
Yeah, and this is where the wind is blowing into the face of the Wolfpack here, so makes it kind of an easy decision. Even if your kicker's feeling pretty good, it's tough to hit it into this kind of wind.
Wouldn't be surprised to see the Wolfpack use a timeout here. See what they have done on 4th downs this year. Play clock down to 5. Fajardo lines him up. Here comes the pressure up the middle, and Fajardo is sacked. Mickelson, one of the leaders of the defense, comes up with the play.
They're running Carl Mickelson on a delayed blitz. Comes in late. I thought they might roll him out. Great call by Fresno State.
TC, exclusively at AT&T.
Brendan Fitzgerald back in the studio. Coming up at halftime, we'll check in on the Battle of Los Angeles, which really wasn't much of a battle at all. Florida State squeaks out another win in Tallahassee, and Samaje Perine runs wild in Norman. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Brendan. Here in Reno, Mackey Stadium, critical Mountain West showdown, and Fajardo and the offense took a hit on a 4th down. I thought maybe it could have been a good time to use a timeout. They looked a little rushed, and it was the linebacker Carl Mickelson able to sack Fajardo. Mickelson, a senior out of San Diego, 97 tackles last year. Coming up with a big defensive play. So with 2 timeouts and plenty of time, Fresno State goes back to work. Quezada, not much. He's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. McNeil in on the stop.
Fresno State sticking with the perimeter run game with Quezada. Kind of missing the physical ability of Martez Waller up inside.
Waller left this game on Fresno State's 3rd series. Questionable is how they're docking it for his return. Playing with a bad shoulder. They set up the screen. Quezada makes the catch, and he's hit immediately. Good play made that time.
Yeah, Ian Seau, number 8, the defensive end, was coming inside on a blitz, saw it. Did a nice job getting back outside. Reacting to the screen play. You see Ian right there, grabs the screen, hustles back out, replaces it. Hecking also getting in on the action.
Fresno State was 0 for 4 on 3rd downs, but they picked it up of late. Little drag route, and it's intercepted by Lenny Jones. The big guy rumbling down the sideline, still on his feet. Jumps to the 12, and the Wolfpack defense comes up with the turnover.
Huge stop. They needed it emotionally as well. Fresno State with good field position. Making a move you're going to see right here. Ball just gets tipped a little bit. Hey, look what I found, and guess what? Lenny Jones can run a little bit here. Normally, Sean, I always tell the guys, big number, get it to a little number. Tipped by Yates. Lenny with good hands. Probably spent a little time at power forward. Look at him running. Look at him switching arms.
Now, is that lightning quickness right there from Mr. Lenny Jones?
Yeah, for 94 it was, yeah.
Now, Jones has the school record for most touchdowns by a tight end at San Leandro High School, and he showed some of his running ability there on the interception inside the red zone. This is Don Jackson. Not much. Davidson has played a whale of a first half in on another stop.
This is where you get down in the red zone. Teams that can really run the ball and have a power running game really have an advantage, because as the field gets shorter, the safety climbs up in there. And sometimes you just need to use your pads and knock people around and put your pads down and get a little yards when not everybody's blocked cleanly.
Approaching 2 minutes to go in this first half. Fajardo, a play fake, is going to throw, sets the feet, floats toward the end zone, tipped away, incomplete. Ron Smith with a fine play, the talented safety, preseason Mountain West Player of the Year.
Duran's a guy that had a ton of picks last year, 14. Hasn't come up with one this year. One of Mel Kiper's big board guys, likes him at safety, not the biggest guy, but a playmaker.
He is on every major award list this year in the back end of the Fresno State defense. Again, that play clock winding down. Fajardo. Jackson next to him, steps up, down the seam, touchdown, Don Jackson.
Great call by offensive coordinator Nick Rolovich. Slipping the back right down the seam. You see Carl Mickelson trying to get a piece of him. but both safeties outside the hash. And if you got time and protection, running the back down the middle of the field against a backer is always a good option. There's Nick Rolovich right there. That was a good call, Coach.
Nevada takes advantage of the interception from Lenny Jones. A 29-yard return by the big guy.
Ruling on the field of a touchdown is under review.
Well, they're going to take another look at the catch by Jackson. So they will take another look, as will we.
Okay, now I'm going to go into my get after the officials mode right here, because I'm lobbying for this around the country, people. We need an official in his uniform behind the monitors calling this thing live, talking to the officials, saying, yeah, that was a catch. Let's go. Let's move. We don't need to stop the game. Right here.
As they look for the possession.
He's got it. He's got it. That's a touchdown right there.
Right hand of Jackson controlling the football.
See that guy with headset right there? Now the coaches have a headset on the whole game, and you and I have a headset on the whole game. Let's give that guy a headset the whole game, and somebody up top that he can talk to and talk to the rest of his crew. We need technology in modern day football. Guys are doing a good job, but it's a fast-paced game. Teams are going fast. Some leagues have added an official, which I think is good. Some are communicating a little bit on the field, which is awesome. But let's get a guy in stripes up top.
After reviewing the play, ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Shocker, we knew that, huh? How many minutes ago did we know that? If we had a guy up top, we'd get that done.
Touchdown stands for the former Reaver from Iowa Western.
Ooh,
Council
the
Bluffs,
Reavers.
Iowa, yes.
The Reavers. You know what a Reaver is?
I do not.
It's actually like a river pilot.
Is that right?
A pirate in the river, yeah. You know, you get your pirates out on the ocean, but in the river, when the boats would come up, the guys would...
Well, here's a big play as Zuso misses the point after. Special teams, let's see if that comes back to play a factor in the outcome of this one, and what appears to be a game heading down to the final possession. That last scoring drive all set up by the interception, the cat-like reflexes of Lenny Jones.
Two teams that have done a nice job this year not turning the ball over. We've got a couple here in the first half here. A really great scheme, throwing the ball on time, middle open. Great catch by Don Jackson.
One thing we should mention is the extra point by Zuso went wide left.
Looked like everything was clean.
Yeah, good snap, good hold, just misfired on the kick. This Nevada defense, under the guidance of Scott Boone, last week in their overtime loss to Air Force, they did not force a single turnover, and that snapped 22 consecutive games where they had created at least one turnover. First time in the Brian Polian era that the defense did not force the opposition's offense into a mistake, and now here in the first half, the interception gives Nevada 6.
It's always the #1 item, Sean, is turnovers, and coaches talk about it, but it is. If you can get 3 turnovers in a game and not turn it over more than once, that's pretty good.
Line drive kick, returnable for Root. And Root lost the football. It's rolling free, picked up by Nevada. How about 2 turnovers in a span of 60 seconds? Nigel Hakins with the recovery.
Hakins is starting free safety in on kickoff. Again, that's the emphasis of a coach. It's a special teams guy. He's going to play his starters on special teams, and that's what happens. Big plays. Jonathan McNeil strips it, who's a starting linebacker, picked up by the starting free safety. got to have your good players on special teams, and there you go.
Akins with his third fumble recovery of the season. McNeil with the strip, and it landed right in the lap of the senior from Concord, California. So just like that, Nevada back on the warpath, and Fajardo's intercepted. Not sure what he saw there. Easy pick for Carl Mickelson. And now the players come together on the near sideline. Mickelson with a sack, and now an interception for this Fresno State defense.
Boy just doesn't see Carl there. He thinks he's got man coverage. But Carl Mickelson, tackle on the sideline. Now, yeah, there you go.
Your free game, and Maurice Poyadu did not miss an opportunity.
The two guys that need to get blocked to the quarterback.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist by Nevada, number 73. 15-yard penalty, first down, Fresno State.
Wow, what a turn of events.
Well, you weren't kidding. A wild and crazy finish to this first half in Reno.
What a ball game, though. 21-20, two teams trying to get to the Mountain West Conference Championship. Whoever wins this game, Mr. Polian apparently has a disagreement.
Let's see how Burrell responds after he threw an interception his last ball up in the air. Good timing on the breakup of the pass. Terrific play by Hakins again as he timed it beautifully, colliding with Aaron Peck.
Thought it was close. See Aaron Peck right there. Thought it was close. Hometown crowd doesn't like it. It was bang, bang play. Now what you're seeing happen right now is Nevada's playing a lot of two deep. They want to see if Fresno State will run the ball here with Josh Quezada.
Burrell throwing the ball with confidence, and he finds his favorite target. That's Watson again.
Boy, you are saying the correct thing. I'll tell you what, I don't know if it translates well to TV, but Brian Burrell is hosing it right now.
Bulldogs with 2 timeouts, plenty of time, minute 30 to go in this first half. Again, the Wolfpack rush 4. Little dump off. Quezada had to elevate to grab. Clock continues to move down as Burrell lines up the troops quickly.
Gonna test his accuracy as long as they're playing too deep.
Time to choose. He'll check down. There's Quezada again. And Quezada will stop the clock as he gets up to the 24-yard line. Did you see the progression there?
Really smart, yeah, really smart. Just looked downfield. He saw the drop, didn't like it, dumped it off to Quezada. That's good progression, good, smart football.
Burrell flushed. Has room to run if he wants to. He'll tightrope the sideline and get good yardage. And now, Hawk, you look at this drive, how critical for the Bulldogs to get points with Nevada getting the football first in the second half.
Yeah, it's big. He's showing little wheels on his own as well. Again, you don't see a lot of straight two deep. They were actually playing Tampa 2, dropping the middle backer and down the red zone. You don't see that much.
Quezada, north-south running, right over the center, plows to the 4-yard line. Again, the Bulldogs with 2 timeouts, second and goal.
Yeah, Quezada needs to kind of redefine his style here a little bit with Waller out. I mean, they're not going to be all clean. Put your shoulder down. He's got enough speed. Force equals mass times acceleration. Get plowing up in there.
See Polian, he's still really upset. You can just feel the intensity here at Mackey Stadium as we go deeper into the football game, and a big reason, quite simply, the West Division of the Mountain West on the line tonight. These two teams control their own destiny. San Diego State looking in from the outside, since both the Wolfpack and the Bulldogs beat the Aztecs earlier this year. So the winner of this game moves into the driver's seat as they head into the regular season finales next week against two teams with losing records, UNLV and Hawaii.
Boise State in control in Laramie right now, 28-7, I believe, is the last score.
Hugo Quezada up the middle here again with 2 timeouts. Yes, they do. He gets the call, lunges at the last second, be about a yard shy. And Fresno State will use their second timeout.
Fresno State had a nice little wrinkle. They were unbalanced over to the left-hand side, primarily with the receivers out there trying to set up a quick screen element and then being able to either hand the ball to the zone or throw it outside. Here's your look outside now. They're unbalanced, okay, and they got everybody covered up, but not all those guys are eligible. In fact, Josh Harper inside was not eligible. And end up handing the zone back to the short-hand side with only a guard and tackle over there. So a good little wrinkle offensively.
So a big play coming up here. 3rd and goal. The ball marked just outside the 1. What do you like here if you're inside that huddle for the Bulldogs?
You got 1 timeout. You got to think you're probably in a touchdown situation. For me right here, I'm thinking probably quarterback sneak. Now, when you're in the gun, that's obviously not the call. Got a little signal going outside. Similar type formation. Unbalanced outside. Only 3 receivers on 4, and there you go.
Burrell keeps it on the zone read, touchdown. And the Bakersfield native having a terrific first half.
Really good wrinkle, came back to the same formation. They saw how Nevada had lined up to it.
Enforced on the kickoff.
Personal foul on Jonathan McNeil. Some frustration after the play. The yardage will be assessed on the kickoff as Brian Burrell rushes for his 3rd touchdown of the season on the ground. Doing it all in this first half.
Some fun little wrinkles offensively by both of the teams here tonight in the run game.
Point after by Cronin is good.
Got a little signal going on out here. You're going to see Hecking get out wide, faking the zone across to nobody in the gap. Right there. Bam. Nice wrinkle. Same play. Burrell showing a little bit of wheels of his own.
Mentioned Burrell making his 10th start of the season for Coach Tim DeRuyter and has just continued to grow up. Mentioned he was put on the bench for the Wyoming game, and Zach Greenlee got the nod that particular night. Disastrous night for the Bulldogs as Wyoming ran wild on them, and Burrell came back against San Jose State, turned in his best performance, and he is well on his way to eclipsing the numbers that he put up against the Spartans. Tim DeRuyter in this offense with 28 first half points, 8 plays, 55 yards. And you talk about how a game can do a 360 in a matter of moments. It looked like Nevada had all the momentum with the fumble on the kick return, and then Fajardo, a misread on a simple drag route. And then Burrell in this offense for Fresno State makes them pay. All happening in the span of around 90 seconds. So
it's the beauty of sport. It's one of the things that draws fans to it. I mean, there's just so much emotion, and momentum is such a big deal, and confidence is such a big deal.
Tim DeRuyter, when he first took the job, said his #1 goal was to win conference titles for Fresno State. He's 2 for 2 on the transition, as both these teams ironically moved from the WAC into the Mountain West in the same year. And DeRuyter has guided this program to back-to-back Mountain West championships. They won last year in the inaugural Mountain West title game over Utah State. And despite an 0-3 start and the ups and downs of this year, the ability to endure turbulence, it's been the motto this year for DeRuyter and this squad, and they lead by 8 on the road late in the first half.
Well, they lost an overtime game, which they didn't expect, to UNLV. Lost to Boise State. There's quite a rivalry going on there. And then I think it was unexpected. The Wyoming game was an unexpected loss for them. So you're right. I think bouncing back and getting back into the thick of things has been a testament to just their consistency and staying positive.
Sure what the delay is here. You see both sidelines staring each other down.
Yeah, it's a little tenuous because they have to cross each other here. So Fresno State has got to go across the field, and Nevada comes over to the short side here.
See the steady stream of officials in between the two as the teams cross paths. Fresno State by 8. Let's go to the ESPNU College Football Halftime Report. Brendan Fitzgerald, Jason Sehorn, and Charles Arbuckle.
All right, we said before kickoff, expect points in this one, and we have them. 28-20 at the half. One of these teams will be up in first place in the West Division of the
Energy. A good one here at Mackey Stadium. Fresno State on top of the Wolfpack, 28-20. Sean Kenny alongside Dan Hawkins, and football is a game of momentum, and the final 90 seconds of the first half really turned this game around as Fresno State built some momentum heading into the locker room.
Yeah, we had the missed extra point by Nevada, and of course they kick off. You'll see right here, so there's a missed extra point, inexplicably. Now big turnover here. Toss fumble, here comes Nevada. Now unfortunately, Carl Mickelson intercepts a Cody Fajardo pass. Then for Fresno State proceeds to run down the field. Brian Burrell now, ironically, he is the leading rusher in the game for the Bulldogs right now with Martez Waller on the bench with a shoulder injury.
You see the type of numbers that both quarterbacks have put up. Burrell having success passing, 193 yards. Probably safe to say his best half of football so far this year. While for Fajardo, it's been running 142 yards on the ground. Touchdown runs of 60 and 55 yards in the first half.
Yeah, the Wolfpack only have about 50 yards rushing without Cody. All right, and as we mentioned, Brian Burrell is the leading rusher in the game for Fresno right now. And a lot of his throws have been into two deep coverage, which is threading the needle. So right now, we know that Nevada's the leading fourth quarter scoring team in the country. So even though it's 20-28, we're going to predict the score somewhere in the 80s here maybe. So keep your TV on and get your hot chocolate ready because there's going to be a lot of scoring.
And with Burrell, if you're a Fresno State fan, typically when he has had his best games has been when the ground game has been working. So this is really a plus note for Bulldog fans, and in particular Brian Burrell. He has taken over this game and has led this Bulldog team in hostile territory tonight. These two teams battling for supremacy in the West Division of the Mountain West Conference. You see San Diego State last night victorious over Air Force. However, they are looking in from the outside because they lost to both these teams here tonight, Nevada and Fresno State. So quite simply, if you win the final two games, if you're one of these two teams, you will be playing December 6th in the second annual Mountain West title game to be played the home side of one of those Mountain Division schools.
Boise State running away with a game in Wyoming right now, and of course Utah State has got to go to Boise next week for probably supremacy in the mountain side of the division.
Nevada opens up shot from the 25. Fajardo, who had a quiet first half throwing, starts this half with a bang, and then it's dropped. That's a loose football. Richardson had it. He had it jarred free, and it's another Wolfpack turnover. Number 3 on the night.
Two deep coverage. Little P9 route, seam route down the sideline. Cody does a good job getting it, throwing it in this a hole shot right there. Now that's zone coverage. The ball comes out there, clean hit. Carl Mickelson has a chance, can't get on it. That's a great throw by Cody Fajardo.
Saw the hard hit by Dalen Jones, who was back in the safety position. He's bounced back and forth. This secondary, they have moved personnel around. Jones delivered the boom. Charles Washington, who was playing the spot that Jones is tonight. Charles back at the cornerback position, able to jump on the loose football.
As I mentioned, they're playing two deep. Now both of these defenses are starting to play more two deep, which helps keep the running game in front of them. Okay, and then you've got to make those hole shots or those tight throws as a quarterback if you're going to beat it in the passing game.
So just 10 seconds into this second half. Early turnover as a marker is thrown. Quezada with good yardage to the 39, but a flag in the vicinity of a hole.
Offense, number 73, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's the 4-year starter, all-conference player Cody Wickman, the quiet leader for Tim DeRuyter's offensive unit.
Like the way Josh Quezada putting his shoulders down there. He's explosive back, putting his pads down and getting north and south and really just cramming it up in there with a physical style like Waller would normally run with. Going back to empty formation, which they've been pretty successful with. I mean, if Nevada's going to play too deep against you and these down and distance, you might as well empty it out.
Burrell with a pocket, floats it near side, and a juggling catch is made. Quezada able to hang on. 6 catches out of the backfield for Josh Quezada.
Like to throw the ball out there to the backs. Took him a few times, but he got it. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Second down, zone read. Quezada gets the call. He'll take it inside the 40. Brought down by Brock Hecking.
Really kind of going power read there where they're pulling the guard, one back power, puts that defensive end in a bind.
Good look at Hecking. These are the situations where he dials it up a couple of notches. 4th all-time on the Nevada sack list, 21.5 during his explosive years here in Reno. Passing situation for Burrell.
Nevada showing pressure. Looks like Nevada wants to play man-free here.
They run right by the 2 ends as Quezada busts through a seam. First down yardage to the 25. They took advantage of the 2 aggressive ends. They were steaming up ahead and right up the middle.
Nevada running zone. They got Cody Dike in at free safety here. Kind of new to the show. He almost overruns it and cost a touchdown run there.
Big 3rd down conversion. Burrell wants the home run down the middle, down the seam, touchdown. Aaron Peck with number 2 tonight.
Teams need breakthrough moments, and so do players, and you might be seeing Brian Burrell getting his breakthrough moment here tonight in Reno. Throwing it on time, middle open, got a bender right over the top of Jordan Dobrich. Now that's very similar to the kind of scheme they ran that Nevada ran against Fresno, throwing the ball to Jackson down the seam.
Cronin with the point after. Fresno State, an opportunistic team tonight. Fajardo with the completion, but it's the 3rd Wolfpack turnover. 21 points off those mistakes. Burrell with another touchdown strike. Bulldogs with their largest lead.
This Tuesday? Yeah. We'll probably.
It's been the visitor tonight, Fresno State, that has been firing the shots of late. Big finish to end the first half, and now they take advantage of an early Nevada turnover in this third quarter. 4 touchdown passes for Brian Burrell, a career high, and the junior out of Bakersfield, California, putting forth his best effort of the season. The spotlight of the most critical game of the year for these two teams again at stake. Possible berth in the Mountain West Championship. On the return, nowhere to go. Fresno State with all sorts of momentum.
You've got a team, the Wolfpack, second in the country in turnover margin. Fresno 9th, but certainly not the story here tonight.
And you won't see any panic from Fajardo. You see him calmly going around to all of his teammates as they huddle up around Nick Rolovich and try to establish some of the supremacy they enjoyed in the first 15 minutes. And the first thing is to hang on to the football.
They're used to coming back. You see the turnovers right there and the points off of it. Nevada's used to exploding, particularly in the fourth quarter, so I don't think this is any problem for the Wolfpack.
Middle screen trying to free up Brock, and he lost his wheels. Tyler Davidson, big forearm.
Brock thinking maybe he got face masked here. Little middle screen.
Took a shot to the face, didn't he? That left forearm of Davidson.
Now, by rule, even if the hand touches the face mask, it should be a face mask call. Formula's been good, just the turnovers have hurt them, but I think they moved the ball the way they want to. They just got to stay with it, not turn it over.
Fajardo keeps it, and he gets 5 yards up ahead to the 20. He was surrounded from the get-go there. Deron Smith finishes him off.
Nice moves there. Quick feet. He's obviously the ticket to success. They're trying to go fast.
Quick snap here. Fajardo under pressure, in some trouble. Dives ahead to the 25. He'll be about a yard shy.
Okay, if he's not quick, I want to know what quick is. That's why I want to see quick.
Lightning quick. You just keep forgetting lightning.
Okay.
He's quick.
Great pocket presence. 2 hands on the ball. Fresno, both of these teams playing less man, more zone, more 2 deep. They're able to keep the running game in front of them a little bit better. Those runs that got creased in the first half were in man coverage, and Cody gets to the second level. There's nobody there.
Smith awaiting the punt from Boy at the 30-yard line. Line drive wobbler. Smith will let it take its course. Let's go back to that last drive for Fresno State. It all started with the turnover. Richardson coughed it up, and then the give to Quezada. This was a 3rd down conversion that kept the drive alive. And then Burrell to the air. They've used Quezada a lot. And then the throw right down the seam. Aaron Peck with his 2nd touchdown reception of the night.
All right, let's see if Nevada switches things up here just a little bit. Maybe not as much too deep. Try to get a little bit of pressure going on the young upstart quarterback here, putting together a pretty good night. He needs to disrupt that quarterback in the backfield there. Can't let him get in a rhythm.
Yeah, he's accounted for all 5 of the Bulldog touchdowns. Remember, he has the rushing score as well. They'll try to stay hot. They're having success down the middle, and that one just beyond the fingertips of Watson.
Had him again. For those of you the football flavor, Nevada playing a little Tampa 2, running the middle backer to the hole. Jordan Dobrich in charge of covering that seam route down the middle. Normally a Fresno State team will be running the ball when you get a 2 deep look. It means you've got less guys in the box to cover the run, but the young quarterback is hot.
Tampa 2 with those 2 safeties, really identical as far as how far they are in depth from the line of scrimmage. Here's Burrell being chased. He heard the footsteps of Brock Hecking. A lot of quarterbacks in the Mountain West through the years have heard his footsteps.
This is the beauty of Nevada. They can get pressure on you just rushing 4 guys. I mean, Hecking got a motor like nobody's business, and Ian Seau, and You see Lenny Jones get into the picture there, had the big interception in the first half. This is really critical for Nevada to get off the field right now. Fresno goes back to the empty formation. One of those defensive linemen have got to get home, particularly if you're going to drop and play too deep. Now they played more of a little bit of man coverage on that second down, which kind of threw Brian Burrell off a little bit.
Not sure what this discussion is about with our officials. We're about to find out.
The question was the out-of-bounds spot. It's the 24-yard line.
So they respotted the football. Tim DeRuyter seeing his team move backwards. 3rd down and 13.
At the other side here, Brian needs to be very careful that he doesn't turn the ball over and try to force something in.
Draw all the way. Burrell straight up the gut. Gets a good chunk of change back, but he will be shy of the first down, and a big stop. I know it's early, Hawk, in the second half, but Nevada needed that stop from their defense.
That was huge. That's huge. They got to try to garner back a little bit of field position. Fresno's got the wind going with them at this point. Nevada's been pretty good in the punt return game as well this year. They're going to want a big return here.
Swanson has uncorked a couple of bombs tonight. It's a high spiraling kick. Turner with the fair catch, and he lost the ball. Recovered by Fresno State. Unbelievable.
Now we talk about squeezing your elbows. You got to get your elbows inside your frame, and you see how he's got them outside. There's enough room for that ball to sneak down in between your forearms. Got to really force your elbows in. You see his elbows out wide, and he just creeps right in behind his forearms there.
The backup safety, Shannon Edwards, along with Curtis Riley, and a Nevada team that has dominated turnover margin throughout the course of the year, as Hawk mentioned earlier.
Second in the country. Reverse.
Little reverse action. They give it to Watson, trying to pick up a block from Burrell. Watson making defenders miss, and then he delivered the boom late. He's a big guy, and he showed that weight in the collision along the sideline.
Nice little wrinkle, usually off of a turnover. Sometimes you like to come with a gadget or a deep shot. Of course, they're already in the red zone. Nifty bit of running. Hard to win football games when you turn the ball over a bunch, and Nevada needs to answer again here on defense.
Slant pattern behind the receiver. Burrell had to go up for that high snap, and I think that threw off his timing.
You know, it was behind Hardaway just a little bit. Again, you'd like to see those guys make the tough catch.
These turnovers have put Scott Boone's defense in a tough position. 3rd down and 5. Fresno State has capitalized on 5 of their last 7 third downs. They show blitz off the edge. Here they come with Workman. Floater toward the end zone. Harper unable to make the play. Favors with the coverage.
Pretty good job by Favors hanging with Harper. Again, Brian Burrell. Little fade route. You see Workman coming off the bottom of your screen. He gets it out clean, just a little outside. Get a few more pops in here. Give Josh a chance to go get that thing.
This will
nice
be
job by Favors.
A 33-yard attempt for Cody Cronin. He's made his last 4, 6 of 8 on the season. Not bad for the freshman walk-on who took over the job after the USC game. He adds 3. Bulldogs up the ante.
Undefeated's going undefeated's hard. You got to give them credit. And I know they haven't played as clean as people want them, but Florida State being undefeated is impressive. Now, the other thing, Ole Miss losing, what does that do for Mississippi State in the Egg Bowl, and how does that affect really a rising, you've got the TCU Baylor debate as well as the Ohio State debate. Going to be interesting to see what happens on Tuesday.
Hey, you mentioned Ole Miss. They were pounded today by Arkansas. 2 straight wins for the Razorbacks. Well, it's certainly not Maui-type weather tonight in Reno as Coach gets his ski pants on next to me. But the 2014 Maui Invitational is coming up. Quarterfinal action begins Monday on ESPN2 as Purdue takes on Kansas State. Number 2 ranked Arizona battling Missouri, San Diego State, and BYU with the championship Wednesday, 10 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. Semis set for Tuesday night. Syracuse, the champion a year ago as they knocked off Baylor 74-67. Some work to do for the senior quarterback Fajardo in Nevada. Down 18, and priority number 1 is hang on to the football. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers, 1 coming on special teams on the botch play by Kendall Brock on the punt.
That's a great start there, getting James Butler going. Somebody else needs to run the ball besides 17.
See the tempo picking up a little bit. It will be number 17 with this carry. Fajardo sprinting to the near side. He'll pick up first down yardage.
Few more defenders at that second level for Fresno State as they've started playing a little more zone. Backing off, so you've got 3 levels of defenders to kind of contain that run game.
Fajardo with time down the middle, and it's knocked away, incomplete. Dalen Jones, he's made a couple of good timing maneuvers from his safety spot.
That was awesome. They ended up rolling back into 3 deep there. Dalen Jones drops in there. Got the former running back Kendall Brock coming in there, broken up nice.
Jones, one of those guys who's just like Burrell, the quarterback. He's picking up more confidence. He's always been a hard hitter. Physically, he's as gifted as they come for the Fresno State secondary. There was gaining confidence, having confidence in the playbook, and knowing the reads back there at the safety spot. See that play clock down to 2. Delayed blitz picked up. Fajardo down the middle, and again Jones knocks it away. Looking for Richardson.
Richardson looking a little bit like he's lacking some confidence after the fumble on the previous drive. Jones showing don't come over in my area here. When I play in middle third, I got this thing covered.
He came on late last year. He started the final 2 games in the Mountain West title matchup with Utah State. Plus he started in the Vegas Bowl, had a good performance with a career high 6 tackles. A couple of pass breakups on consecutive plays. 3rd and 10. Fajardo looks, floats, looking for Brock, incomplete. Well covered by Curtis Riley and Dalen Jones again.
Cody threw it in a nice spot, threw it in the hole there. Kendall Brock was turning just a little bit, didn't quite get his eyes on it. But the timing was good and the spot was good with the throw.
So they pick up a first down with a couple of runs, and then they go to the air with Fajardo.
Yeah, there's no need to panic. There's plenty of time left on the clock, and as explosive as Nevada is, you don't necessarily have to get going in the passing game and get away from your runs.
It's Fresno State defense forcing Nevada to a punt, fumble on their last 4 series. Again, Smith will let the ball bounce, and it straddled the sideline, and one of the cover players got tied up along the Fresno State bench. Cody DK was all tied up along the near side.
There's a little discussion right now. They're going to have Deron Smith go ahead and score it here. They're kind of wondering why this thing was blown dead.
This is going to be a mess, Hawk. What happened, they spotted DK. He got tied up on the Fresno State sideline. So that's where the whistle came. They were blowing that play dead as the ball was still live, and Smith picked it up. And you saw him jog his way untouched down the opposite way. So this is really going to be a mess to sort this out.
Okay, now my official in the booth in the future,
When players went into the sideline, there was a whistle by the official covering that action. This is an inadvertent whistle. We'll replay 4th down.
All right, so there you go. Keep an eye at number 3, far right side of the screen. It's DK.
Right in here. Well, the reason to run, you know, obviously the whistle killed it. I mean, it's not. And hey, you know, mistakes are going to get made, and I get that, and I credit the officials for calling it and calling it right and getting it straightened out. And hey, sometimes that happens. No coach calls a perfect game, no official does. But the only reason Smith scored it was because Nevada stopped playing because of the whistle. So.
Alex Boyd gets a terrific kick. Holy cow. What a bomb delivered there by the freshman inside the 10 down to the 6-yard line. So a bomb of a punt by Boyd. Fresno State deep in their own end. Good shot. Some of the nice and fun, electrifying nightlife in Reno, Nevada. Atlantis Hotel and Casino. The sparkling fluorescent lights and the fountains. And, ah, boy. There's Mr. Hacking.
Mullet, the mullet.
They love him here in Reno, don't they?
Hey, when you play like him, you can wear your hair however you want.
We have to dial up a stop here. Fresno State, the Bulldogs in control, leading by 18 in this critical Mountain West showdown. Two-time defending champs not giving up the title without a fight. First down play incomplete, looking for Josh Harper.
Brian just didn't quite get his hips around, be able to get behind that ball. Certainly need to be smart. Good quarterback now is going to be aware of the down and distance situation, where he is on the field, what the score of the game is. Just make sure he's seeing it cleanly.
In back to the air, Burrell with a strong throw and strike. Harper hangs on to this one. It's a first down.
He can throw that 18-yard Cobb route. You get you get that soft corner. He throws it on time, and Josh got strong hands. He does a good job getting it.
Fifth catch for Harper, and here comes Quezada straight up the middle. 13 more yards to the 36.
Had a little more success in this half with Josh Quezada running the ball up inside. They tried to use him outside, run a little counter action there. Good job pulling the guard and tackle.
Quezada.
Burrell showed his ability to run with it too a little bit, so they kind of have to honor the read on it.
Burrell will dump it off. Quezada with the 7th catch, and he has some real estate. He'll sprint to the sideline, get out of bounds near midfield. Here's one of the more experienced backup tailbacks in college football. Let's not forget, he started his career at BYU. Saw significant time his freshman year. His repetitions went down his sophomore year, made the decision to transfer, sat out in 2012. As mentioned, he was the team's leading rusher last year with 807 yards on the ground, and for the 2nd straight game he has filled in for the injured Martez Waller and has produced 12 carries, 55 yards, plus the 7 grabs for another 58 tonight.
Nevada ran a little stunt up front inside with the defensive line twisting there, able to get an extra defender in on the run.
See those numbers for Quezada. Waller left the game early. We have not seen him. It was the 3rd possession of the football game, playing with a bad shoulder. Burrell, a little dump off. That time it was deflected, it looked like, at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think he knows he should have had that. He's saying, hey, that's my bad. Really nice answer by Fresno State, coming back after the bomb of the punt. Backed him up, taking time off the clock in field position.
5 receivers. Look at the jump by Seau, and Burrell took advantage of his aggressiveness, went right by him. Ian Seau with that lightning fast read, and he blew right by the quarterback.
Yeah, he's definitely timing up the snap count. Worked good though when you have the draw called. Brian Burrell's going to end up being the leading rusher, I think, for Fresno State tonight.
the field of a first down is under further review.
They're going to take another look at the spot there for Burrell. About the play of this offensive line, this has been the most consistent unit according to offensive coordinator Dave Schramm. Bo Bonheim, the center. He was the lead blocker on this draw, number 60. He's making the transition from guard to center this year. Wickman, the 4-year starter at right guard. And then maybe the surprise, the pleasant surprise of the bunch, Hawk, has been the left guard, Sean Rubacava.
Junior college player. You know, you never really know. You recruit those guys based off their physical ability, and then how fast can they adapt to your game plan and what you're doing. And so obviously you get a JC guy, you want him to help right away, you need him to help right away, but it's certainly a surprise when they jump in and can get everything figured out in a hurry. See the spot right here. They're questioning a little bit. Looks like his knee went down, but it looks like the ball should be about the 37. I think they got it pretty close to being right.
And again, the ruling on the field is a first down, and I don't see this getting changed. Jim Burrell running the football 45 yards on the ground plus the 1 touchdown. He's thrown for 258 yards. So talk about a big coming out party for the junior Brian Burrell, now putting together back-to-back solid performances.
I think quarterback's the most unique position in all of sport. I think, you know, just physically, mentally, emotionally, all of that you go through. And, you know, sometimes you take 2 steps forward, you take 1 step back, and you know, shoot, remember the start of this year, even Aaron Rodgers had a bad night, and everybody's going, hey, what's going on? But you step back, you get a little confidence, you start trusting the system and yourself and your reads, and things start, you kind of get in a flow. And once they get that confidence, it's impressive.
You know, the million-dollar question coming into the season, who is going to replace Derek Carr after the year and the career that he enjoyed? Brandon Cadet transferred from Duke, as we get the call.
After reviewing the play, the runner was down short of the line to gain. It'll be 4th and half yard from the 37.5-yard line. The clock is correct.
So they are going to overturn the spot. See the displeasure with Tim DeRuyter, and this will set up a 4th and a less than a yard situation for the Bulldogs.
Well, his knee went down, but I thought at the time his knee went down that the ball was outstretched enough to about the 37.
Here's where I like the good old-fashioned duck in under your center and go with the quarterback sneak on the short.
Yeah, it makes it tough, obviously, when you're a shotgun team, and you know, there's certainly a lot of analysts or critics or whatever you want to call them say, why do you take the ball all the way back there when you only need to go a half yard? But if you're in a shotgun most of the time, it's not easy to get that snap.
And Burrell, let's see, this will all depend on the spot. He's not getting a real favorable one, and the Wolfpack defense, it appears, has come away with a huge stop.
Tries to go with a read play. Yeah, here was the short, bam.
That was the 3rd down run.
Boy, I just don't know how they put that 37.5, but oh well.
Then they come back with the zone read, and Lenny Jones, who has made the plays tonight. Remember, he was the one who intercepted Burrell earlier.
Lenny Jones kind of in that gray area right there. Normally on the gray area, you're going to give it to the tailback.
Fajardo, after the play by the defense, looking for the home run, and a foul, a marker on the far side. Turner actually made the catch. He was banged into by Charles Washington.
Pass interference, defense, number 28, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Ricky Turner out of Fullerton College. The Hornets, nice grab over there.
Ooh. To me, like that left leg was in. Penalty marked off. This takes it to the Bulldog 47, and here we go. They are going to take a look at this.
Ruling on the field of an incomplete pass is under further review.
I was waiting.
Well,
left leg here by Turner. That's a catch.
okay, does the ball bobble at all when he goes down? Nope, he's got it in possession. That is a catch. Well, I didn't want to get too boisterous. I said, but, and again, I'm not trying to pick on these officials, but you've got a whole crowd at home watching this game, and all this technology tapped in there. Let's get an official sitting up in the booth watching this like everybody else and help his guys out down there. This game's moving fast now. So the side judge is throwing the flag, calling interference. Watch his eyes. Hard to say if his eyes even come down to the feet, but he's calling a PI. Got all these no-huddle teams running a bazillion plays, going fast. But these guys trying to run around and make these calls. Let's help them out. You and I got 4 monitors up here. Got a great camera crew.
Take another look at it. And if this call is overturned like we think it will be, Nevada will have it at the Fresno State 28-yard line.
It's going to be a fun game, as we said. Nevada leading the country in fourth quarter scoring, so being behind 38-20 doesn't mean anything for them. They haven't hit prime time yet.
Mentioned this second half offense throughout the course of the season. 44% of the Nevada offense this year coming in the fourth quarter alone. 65% of their offensive production in the second half, and they're going to need that type of trend to get back into this football game.
After reviewing the play, the receiver with firm control of the pass got a foot down in bounds. It is a catch. It will be 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Been impressed with this officiating crew. They're doing a good job. They really are.
They're getting the right calls.
Yeah, they're getting it right and communicating it well. And it's a big game. This is a big game in this conference and a big game for both. This is a season-defining game for both of these teams.
So a long hook up there. Turner with his first catch. It's good for 34 yards. And here comes Fajardo and the Wolfpack back at it. Going to go to the air, down the sideline again, looking for Turner again, and it's knocked away. Washington in a ferocious battle. Those two going back and forth, and he was able to tip it away late.
That was a seed. I mean, he threw that on a rope. I like the fact that they're starting to pick on him outside. They had a few balls thrown in those dig routes in the post area. A little closer, starting to pick on the corners out there. And of course, Malcolm Washington, number 20, he's a true freshman.
Saw that number by Turner now eclipsing the 2,000-yard mark, just the 15th player in program history to hit 2,000 plus. All sorts of time for Fajardo, and he'll gun a strike to the 22. Richardson hangs on to this one, setting up a 3rd down.
Nice job by the Union, the blue-collar boys, protecting the quarterback. Probably in 2-down territory here. 3rd and about 4.
Richardson left the game. Brayton Sanchez, number 87, the receiver to the top. Yeah, Brock is a slot. Turner split near side. Don Jackson, the tailback. Fajardo under some heat. Trying to back shoulder throw, incomplete. He was looking for Turner, coverage by Riley.
Pretty solid work out there. Defensive backs, both sides. Washington and Riley both trying to sting it back in to Richie Turner. Thought they might go ahead and try to run it there, and if you get close, think about it on 4th and short. Kicking into the wind.
Brent Zusso has missed a point after. This will be a 39-yard attempt. 13 of 16 on the season. Snap down, kick is nowhere close. Brian Polian's Wolfpack come up empty. Tough night for Zusso.
Dealer in the RV that's right for you. Visit GoRVing.com.
Brent Zusso had hit his last 6 field goal attempts prior to a few moments ago as he pushed it left, a 39-yard attempt, and Brian Burrell and Fresno State in control as they take over from the 21-yard line, leading by 18. Quezada with the carry over the left side, gets 3.
The Nevada faithful not aware of the scoring explosion by the Wolfpack in the 4th quarter. They're heading for warmer parts of the city.
Fresno State led 28-20 at halftime. 10 points off turnovers in this 3rd quarter. High throw. Too tall for Josh Harper as Burrell paid the price.
Hecking gets in there, gives him a little pressure. Here you see the scoring barrage that Nevada has done this year. So I wouldn't be so quick to go home right now. I wouldn't give up on these guys. They've been moving the ball pretty good. Another big 3rd down for the Wolfpack defense. Answered last drive. Doing a good job mixing some things up. Giving Brian Burrell a few more looks.
Here comes Seau off the edge. Burrell dodges that bullet, and the junior improvises for a 1st down.
Man coverage, playing man free, so here comes Ian Seau. He knows better than that. Got to stay on that upfield shoulder. You can see right there, he knows. He's coaching himself up. Brian Burrell, boy, throwing it and running it. Doing a great job for Fresno State tonight.
Burrell taking advantage of Seau's aggressiveness, and a couple of times Seau entered the night sharing the Mountain West lead in sacks with 7. Utah State's B.J. Larson having a phenomenal season.
Dave Schramm, offensive coordinator for the Bulldogs, getting in a rhythm. Doing a really fine job. Got some draws, some dumps to the back, throwing it short. Doing a really good job spreading it around.
You know, tonight's Fresno State team kind of looking like flashes of the team we watched last year with Derek Carr and pass first, run second. You know, that's been the opposite. The Bulldogs been able to establish the ground game in their victories this year. That's been the main stick of success. But tonight it's been the right arm of Brian Burrell.
Josh Quezada starting to get a little. There's Dave Schramm, the offensive coordinator. Both coordinators in this game on the sideline. But Josh Quezada doing a good job getting in a rhythm here in this 2nd half. Didn't have a lot of yards filling in for Martez Waller in the 1st half, but running with some power up inside.
Empty set, deep ball downfield. Harper's wide open, and he lost his footing. He blew a tire making an adjustment. Ball was somewhat underthrown. Harper a good 3 or 4 yards behind Evan Favors.
You're not going to see that too much by this guy. Pretty good ball. I thought Burrell got it up in the air and gave him a chance to go get it. He just got tangled up a little bit.
See Harper shaking his head. The all-time greats at Fresno State catching the football. Has a touchdown grab tonight, 2nd and 10. See that play clock down to 3. Burrell looking left, zips a little slant. Pass is caught by Hardaway. Flag thrown where Burrell let that one go.
Nevada started playing man free, playing man underneath with one free safety deep.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 8, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Sayal.
Both these guys, Sayal and Hecking, both defensive ends have got big motors. They're playing hard. They're trying to make a play, getting a little over exuberant. This is what all those winter conditioning workouts, all those summer lifting, running sessions, all that spring ball, it all comes down to right now. You've got to reach down inside, pull it up. This defense needs to make a stop, get a turnover, get their club back in this ball game.
Burrell toward the end zone. Harper again, this time better coverage, favors the senior all over Josh Harper, blanket coverage.
Favors a senior out of Elk Grove, California, doing a nice job. Really doing a good job. Josh Harper, one of the better receivers in this conference, and Favors doing a pretty good job.
Favors one of 8 fifth-year seniors on the team. He was part of that 2010 squad. 2nd and 10 for Burrell. Fresno State wearing down that clock in this 3rd quarter. Knocked away, incomplete. Duran Workman able to get his hand in and jar it free.
Nevada brought 6 that time, doing a good job making Brian Burrell get the ball out on time. And Workman, everybody will be able to play up tight, knowing that ball's going to come out early. That's good coordination with the blitz and the coverage.
Fresno State 6 of 14 on 3rd downs tonight. Scott Boone, the defensive coordinator for the Wolfpack. See what he elects to do. Empty set, 3 receivers right. Nevada runs a stunt. Burrell off his back foot. It's caught by Hardaway, but shy of the first down.
Fresno State going to go with a field goal now. The advantage they have, they're going with the wind in this direction. So, oh, a little trickeration. I like it.
So on 4th and 5, they have a bunch formation set. Little shovel pass, and it's incomplete. They have Brandon Cadet, the former Duke quarterback a year ago, as they ran the shovel.
First down, Nevada.
So the bag of tricks backfires for Fresno State.
It looks so good on the chalkboard. Got to admire him for trying this. Little shovel pass with the read. Yeah. Right here, Jones just ends up playing. Lenny Jones ends up playing both. He forces the shovel pass inside, and then he's able to get a hit, cause the incompletion.
That was Jeff Camilli, the backup linebacker, the target. Don't forget, get your NFL Sunday started on ESPN. At 10 a.m. on ESPN, it's Sunday NFL Countdown, presented by Snickers. Host Chris Berman and the gang provide all the latest news and updates from stadiums around the league right up until kickoff. Also available live on Watch ESPN. Fajardo back to work. Quick throw, and it's incomplete. Right through the hands of Richie Turner.
He couldn't believe it. Good timing throw. Soft corner up top. Charles Washington, the other Washington. As we mentioned before, Hassan Henderson, one of their top receivers, injured last week in the Air Force game and unable to play tonight.
Yeah, that was really a scary scene late. He took a shot high, and he actually spent a couple of extra days in Colorado Springs. He was able to come back Monday night. And Fajardo missing him. See the numbers under 50%. Fajardo, who was running wild to start this game, has been silenced here in the second half, in this third quarter in particular. Third and 10. Who will step up for the Wolfpack? Here comes the heat. Fajardo jumped on and sacked. Back at the 13-yard line, Donovan Lewis.
See right here, there's a lot of twisting, a lot of stunning. They end up bringing 6 guys. Donovan Lewis doing a nice job looping all the way back inside.
Offense, number 96, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Fresno State's been running a lot of delayed stunts and blitzes, I think, to help pick up Cody Fajardo after he takes off running. Here you see the benefit of having the offensive coordinator, Nick Rolovich, on the sideline discussing strategy with his quarterback.
Boy, barely got the kick away. Fresno State was coming after it. Now the dangerous Duron Smith, and he is bottled up. Good special teams coverage by the Wolfpack as Fresno State will open up deep in Nevada territory. Coming up next Saturday, number 14 Auburn, number 1 Alabama, the Iron Bowl. Crimson Tide lead the all-time series. Last year, Auburn was able to strike the win column on the improbable Chris Davis 109-yard return of the missed field goal. Again, we've been down this road before. If Alabama wins, they will be back playing in another SEC championship.
Boise State getting after the Cowboys in Laramie, 63-14 right now. So looks like it'll be a battle in the Mountain Division when Utah State rolls into Boise next weekend.
Morrell on a play fake, has a couple of targets downfield, and he will settle in on Peck, who makes another catch. It's been a productive night for the junior from Moreno Valley, California. A couple of touchdown grabs.
Been impressed with Aaron Peck. He's got some strong hands, and Brian Burrell, you just can't say enough about him just throwing the ball on time, getting it out in rhythm.
17 yards on the strike. Looking for the end zone. Nobody out there. Like a breakdown in communication. Hardaway, the intended target. Kendall Johnson had the coverage.
See Brock Hecking coming off the edge, getting some pressure. Defense, and you got to love this guy's motor now. This guy didn't care what the score is, the temperature is. He's got one speed, and he's just going 100 miles an hour.
Nevada creeps up. Here they come. Burrell under pressure, and down he goes. Back at the 39-yard line. It's right, Rakeem Yates.
Really nice job. A lot of movement. Love the call. You got to make something happen. Now's the time in the game where you got to take a few chances. Certainly back them up out of field goal range. Try to get a turnover. Try to get a big play. Get your team fired up. Get a little momentum happening going in this fourth quarter where Nevada's always been good.
First sack of the year for Yates. The quick twitch down tackle. Explosive personality on this defensive line. 3rd and a mile for Burrell. Again, under pressure. And again, it's Yates who makes the play.
Great solid tackle by Yates, going after the football and then bringing Brian Burrell down. And
that'll be it for the third quarter. Fresno State taking advantage of some Nevada mistakes. They score 10. They up the ante here in Reno. Fourth quarter here from Reno, and offensive coordinator Dave Schramm upset with Brian Burrell. I'll tell you what, he hasn't done a lot wrong tonight, but on that last play, Hawk, he really let his junior quarterback have it.
Well, I think you're still coaching, you know, and good coaches don't really care whether you're playing well or whether you're playing bad. They're going to continue to coach and try to get the little things going right now. Who knows exactly what transpired and why he didn't like it, but
false start. False start. Offense, number 17. The penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
That's a good move by Polian right there. I mean, it's tough to get the ball down inside the 20 right here because it's such a short punt. Why would you back it up and give him a little better chance? That's a good decline of a penalty.
Fresno State will be looking at a 52-yard field goal for their freshman walk-on Cronin out of his range, so they will play the field position game as we start this fourth quarter. Swanson with the punt does a nice job. He will pin Nevada inside their 20. So here we go, the Hollywood script set for Polian's Wolfpack. You go back throughout the course of the year, they trailed Arizona 35-21 late. They made that game interesting, fell a touchdown short. Trailed Boise State 51-36, scored 10 straight, had a chance to make it even closer, a failed 4th down. They end up losing by 5. Colorado State, they actually trailed 31-3 late in the 3rd quarter. Trailed BYU 28-13 before rallying for a victory. This is a 4th quarter team as they try to gear it up. Jackson with a good start, a burst of speed, takes it up to the 21.
Well, the key that you're looking at right now, Nevada has 206 yards rushing. They had 190 at halftime. So obviously Cody Fajardo has been limited in what he's been able to do running the football.
Another injury up front. That's the center, one of our impact players, Matt Gallus. Injury timeout as they work with the senior leader. Fresno State with the lead. Convention held right here at the Reno Sparks Convention Center. 25 stops across America. Next up, New Orleans in January. First down throw as they hit Jericho Richardson. William Shatner in town. Adam West, Burt Ward, Billy D. Williams.
What were you dressed up as? You weren't. Cody Fajardo really bottled up. The whole running game for Nevada bottled up here in the second half by Fresno State by playing off a little bit more, playing a little bit more zone. So that last pass play, I think Cody's a little more comfortable. We can get out and run a little bit, get outside the pressure.
This Fresno State defense has pitched the shutout in the second half. Fajardo nearly intercepted.
Again.
Mickelson, yes. He's had a sack, he's had an interception, and nearly number 2.
It's good when you're trying to throw it hot, but when nobody's blitzing, not a good idea. Fresno State done some nice job adjusting here defensively, backing off of some of the man, playing different levels of defense. I think that's helped them in the run game as well as the pass game.
They rush only 3. They still get to Fajardo. He's flushed, throws a little pump fake, and takes it out of bounds. He'll be about a yard shy of the first down. Jeff Camilli was the linebacker that was closing the gap quickly.
Going to be about 2 yards short. I think Coach Polian's going to go. Good pump fake. Fresno State rushing 3, dropping 8. Nice job by Fresno State being smart on the sideline there.
Down 18, and Fresno State will use a timeout.
Fresno State, 30-second timeout.
So Nevada down 18, looking to go for it on 4th and 2, and the Bulldogs want to make sure they have everything squared away. Don't forget Monday night, Joe Flacco and the Ravens visit the Superdome to take on Drew Brees, Marcus Colston, the New Orleans Saints. Monday night, 8:15 on ESPN. And watch ESPN. No other night is Monday night. Big play in this football game for Brian Polian. This team down 18, just starting the fourth quarter as they try to keep their Mountain West championship hopes alive tonight. And after the timeout, he has had time to think about it. He's actually changed his mind. They're going to send out the punter Boyd. If there is a fake in the playbook, this will be the part of the field and the juncture of the game to use it.
Yeah, you've got the entire defense on playing safe.
Boy with the kick, and Deron Smith the fair catch at the 26-yard line. So we take a look at the group of five, the top five contenders from this group. And Marshall today, they had a tough time, but they were able to get by the Blazers. They improved to 11-0, representing Conference USA. And then you see Colorado State and Boise State. The Broncos steamrolled Wyoming tonight. And then Georgia Southern out of the Sun Belt. Remember, still in that transition phase, technically not eligible for postseason play. There could be a waiver filed if there are not enough teams to fill out the 38 bowls. So just keep an eye on the Eagles. But of this group of five, who do you think deserves a spot in the New Year's Day 6?
Well, I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see what the committee says, because I don't think that they necessarily look at undefeated as being the rule of the day, as evidenced by Florida State.
So a big development here on the punt, as Fresno State got caught with 12 guys on the field.
That's good in Canada. Not so good in the States.
So how about that? Nevada gets the football right back. A mistake by the Bulldogs special teams, and give a guy like Fajardo multiple opportunities and you're asking for trouble.
Coach DeRuyter is still not convinced of the call.
Timeout. Fresno State, their second of the half.
Boy, these timeouts, using them early in the fourth quarter. Nevada has their history take shape with these strong fourth quarters. These might come back to hurt the Bulldogs late.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that correct? Hard to tell. We got a couple of hard to say, and we know there's a returner back. Got a couple guys hidden in there.
Fresno State is challenging the ruling on the field that there was 12 on the defense.
Ritter's going to challenge this, and they will do the math and take a look upstairs at it.
Well, I think they know, because Tim DeRuyter's a defensive coach. And so he and Nick Toth were discussing this, like who would be the extra guy, and no one could figure out. You see the coaches there talking on the sidelines. I don't think they agree there was an extra guy on the field.
Mentioned DeRuyter's ties to the defensive side of the football, was defensive coordinator at Texas A&M. As we take another look at the punt. Count them up, Hawk.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's the 10th. magic. If they're not going to have anybody on the sideline, everybody's covered up in there. Go back to this shot here. Oh, there you go. And you got a returner back there.
So judging by your math and circles, that counts up to 11 when you factor in that return man and Smith.
Yeah, we know 13's back here. Deron Smith. Now the question is again whether it be indisputable evidence. Coach DeRuyter's not buying it.
We've had quite a few stoppages in this one tonight. A big call here is Nevada hoping to still have the football. DeRuyter, defensive coordinator at Texas A&M, actually was the head coach on interim basis in their bowl game victory against Northwestern in 2011. Defensive coordinator at Air Force, also spent some time here in Reno as the co-defensive coordinator, and also Ohio along the way before taking over the job at Fresno State.
He's smiling about it. He doesn't agree, but he's smiling about it.
Brandon Cruz, tonight's referee, has had a busy docket. If they take a look and do the math like we did, the call on the field was 12 guys, but as we took a number of different snapshots, our math added up to 11. So
I think they're counting them up on the run. Yeah.
So here comes the call. Big call early in this fourth quarter.
After reviewing the play, there was only 11 players on defense. Therefore, there is no foul for illegal substitution. It's Fresno State's ball at the 26-yard line at the hash nearest the press box.
Good job by Tim DeRuyter there, Coach DeRuyter. And hey, great job by the officials again, getting it straight. Not easy to own up to the mistake, but hey, got it straight. That's the thing that matters.
I'm sure a lot of the frustration right there with DeRuyter, he had to use a timeout. You know, it was a good use of timeout.
Temperature dropped 5 degrees in that amount of time.
So Fresno State back to work with Burrell, and Burrell will twist his way ahead.
Really nice coming of age of Brian Burrell. He's going to end up being the leading rusher in this game. He's made some extremely nice throws. His percentage is going to be well above the 58% that he came into this game with. And he had a bunch of drops as well.
One thing I want to correct as well, they have given Fresno State their second timeout back because the challenge was overturned. So the Bulldogs with 2 timeouts. Up the middle with the carry, Quezada.
Nevada needs to keep playing, try to get a turnover here. Just be aggressive. Start getting up the field, get on the ball, try to get into the mesh point. See if you can get to the quarterback.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Connett and Zach Greenlee. Greenlee, the redshirt freshman, Connett, the graduate student. Transferred this offseason to be close to his mother, who was having some difficult health issues. And now the snap gets loose. It hit the man in motion, Watson, and this is the turnover Nevada so desperately needed. But I think Fresno State got back on top of it. They did. Burrell able to get the football.
Comes off of the helmet. Burrell doing a nice job getting in there and mulling it out. Hecking trying to rip it out. Ian Seau almost had an opportunity there, number 8. You see Hecking, 53, ripping at the ball.
That was Watson, the motion man. Second down and 21. Burrell's going to step and throw toward the flats. Caught. It's Peck with the grab, and he will motor to the 41. Brought down by Brian Lane Jr.
Nevada brought 6, played 3 deep, 2 under. You're giving up some room underneath, but that's the chances you have to take at this part of the game. You need a turnover, you need a sack, big play, hopefully a defensive touchdown. You really need some emotion and momentum to pick up this group in the blue.
They get a lot of those yards back on the completion to Peck. 3rd down and 6. Let's see if the Wolfpack send it. They do. Burrell with time, throws, and a catch made. What a grab by Harper. He
Favors
will be
almost
shy.
had pick 6 going the other way. Favors stays with it. Watch Evan Favors. Breaks on it. Thinks he's going to pick it. No. Harper, really nice concentration and hands staying with it.
A little bit more calmer conversation with Dave Schramm for Burrell. There's Swanson, who's had a good night punting, and another towering kick. Beautifully done. Inside the 10, inside the 5. Garrett Swanson and the special teams of Fresno State pinning Nevada deep.
Powerful.
Alongside Coach Dan Hawkins, Sean Kinney back with you from Reno. It's time now for tonight's game track, brought to you by Taco Bell. And early on, it was Cody Fajardo on senior night. A couple of long touchdown runs. He set the tone early for the Wolfpack.
Certainly has not had the same production in the second half. Brian Burrell not only winging the ball and being accurate, getting some tight coverage, but showing he can run a little bit as well.
5 touchdowns for Burrell for the 3rd time this year. He has thrown for 300 yards plus. And now it's Fajardo and the Wolfpack offense, which has really struggled here in the second half. 98 yards away.
Credit Fresno State defensively. They made some changes. Played less guys on the line of scrimmage, less pressures. Second level, and that's going to be a safety.
Fajardo sacked in the end zone for the safety, Jeff Camilli. A young Bulldog defense that at times this year has been absolutely torched, coming up big in a critical game here tonight.
Nice to see guys get just unblocked, just come straight through unblocked. Now maybe a case that they were trying to read him up inside, but looked like Cody was a little surprised by that.
Tyler Davidson blew the play up. He's been all over tonight. He has dominated the middle. Remember, there's been a couple of injuries up front for Nevada.
Yeah.
With Gallus, the center, and Engelmeyer, who left early. So some inexperience on the offensive line, and Fresno State taking advantage of it. College basketball action continues with the 2014 Puerto Rico tip-off down in San Juan. The semifinals in the books. UConn victorious, as was West Virginia. So those two will collide tomorrow night, 6:30 Eastern on ESPN2. It's a great time of the year to be a sports fan with the football season wrapping up, the regular season. College hoops just getting started. Pre-holiday tournaments in the Puerto Rico tip-off. Always one of the good early season indicators as far as who's real and who's not. Fresno State feeling pretty real tonight. The Bulldogs looking for their 3rd consecutive Mountain West championship, trying to represent the Western Division. after the safety, the return out to the 32-yard line, a late marker thrown as well.
Fresno State came into this game 113th in the country.
Illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 57. 10-yard penalty. First down, Fresno State.
So they not only answered in this game, but they certainly answered in the second half. So great job making some adjustments in the locker room, adapting your game plan. I think they came in early, wanted to get hits on Cody Fajardo, wanted to pressure him, found out that was not the way to go. Went back to playing some base defense, and guys making plays.
Nick Toth, the defensive coordinator in his third year, working on the shutout in the second half, something that has not happened this year for the Wolfpack. Get ready for a steady dose of number 20 here for Fresno State, Josh Quezada. I mean, you look at everything that happened. We mentioned the injuries up front on the offensive line for Nevada, losing Engelmeyer, and here in the second half, Gallus. But this is a Bulldog offense that lost Waller on their third series in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't say enough really about Brian Burrell and what he's done, both throwing the ball and running the ball. And Nevada comes into this game 2 in the country in turnover margin and puts the ball on the carpet. The interception, just big. It's tough to win games when you turn the ball over like that.
That's been the story. A -3 for the Wolfpack, 24-6 edge on points from turnovers. Quezada, all sorts of room. He will motor his way onto the Nevada side of the field.
Just staying after it, running straight zone. Does a nice job. Stays in bounds too. Smart football player. Of course, the clock will continue to go back running after you run out of bounds until it gets inside 2 minutes, but you're saving precious seconds. Just football intelligence, always good to have in a guy.
Second straight 100-yard game out of the bullpen for Quezada. Went for 145 when Waller went down against San Jose State. Another productive night here in Reno. This time he's swallowed up by McNeil back at midfield. Plus, he's been a factor in the passing game with 7 catches for 58 yards.
Yeah, Burrell's done a nice job dumping the ball to him when he had pressure and against 2 deep coverage. Fresno State going a little slower pace here, burning clock. So we got a big matchup next weekend in Boise between the Broncos and the Utah State Aggies. Matt Wells doing a great job. They're down to their 4th team quarterback. That's right, 4th string quarterback. But still managing to put up big numbers. So that'll be a matchup. Fresno State will have the upper hand in the West. So it could be another Fresno State at Boise State matchup for the Mountain West Conference Championship.
Fresno State will take on Hawaii in the regular season finale. Norm Chow and the Warriors. 3rd down and 8 for Burrell. They're going to throw the football here. Burrell guns it down the sideline, and it's tipped away. Harper nearly had it. Here comes a marker. Favors with some contact, and let's see here.
Can't say enough about the accuracy of Brian Burrell in the hands of Josh Harper.
Defense, number 19. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Evan Favors right there getting that ball knocked away, but just a little towel grab there. I don't know if that's what they saw, but had his eyes back to the quarterback. Normally you're going to get a little benefit of the doubt from the official there. Favors done a pretty good job tonight against Josh Harper.
Fresno State at the 30-yard line. Quezada over the left side. He'll get 2.
These are the games when your strength coach sits over there and smiles, because this is where the weight room pays off, the conditioning pays off, and everybody knows you're going to run it. And you run it anyway. The strength coaches love this part of the game. Get that O-line going.
You look at this series between the two teams. Tonight's meeting the 46th. Throughout the years, their days in the WAC and now in the Mountain West. Fresno State with the edge all time, 26-18-1. And if they can finish up strong here in the final 6.5 minutes, they will have won 3 straight over the Wolfpack. And this game very similar to 2 years ago in 2012. The defense stepped up in that ball game. They forced 3 turnovers, scored 14 points off those turnovers, the defense, and tonight the +3 in the turnover department, and that 24-6 advantage, capitalizing on the Nevada mistakes.
Yeah, it's hard to win when you put the ball on the carpet that many times. Very difficult. Very few teams will win the game when you lose the turnover battle. And that, again, with Fresno State's ability to stop the run in the second half.
Floater toward the end zone, and again, Favors comes up with the play. They were looking for Harper.
Thought Josh had a chance to go get that one. Looked like he just pulled down on the ball. Yeah, rather than just snatch it. Got to have a strong constitution to play out there on corner. Short memory, people are going to go after you. You're out in space. You often don't get a lot of help. It's tough, particularly in modern day football, because most of the advantages go to the offense. So just got to be up for the challenge if you're going to be a corner.
4th down and 5. Nevada rushes 4. Little hitch pattern through the fingertips of Chad Olson. So Nevada will get the football when we come back. Fresno State well on their way tonight in Reno. Celebrating its 10th year, sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets, Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kick. To date, Allstate has contributed more than $3.7 million in scholarship monies. Alongside former coach Dan Hawkins, Sean Kinney back with you from Mackey Stadium here. Chris Oldfield, one of the winningest coaches in college football. What a job he did here with this Wolfpack program. 3 different tenures as the head coach before stepping down after the 2012 season. Now it's Ryan Polian and the Wolfpacks, who, you know, let's not forget, this is a bowl eligible team. 6 wins coming in. They have the battle with UNLV. They'll try to get back the cannon next weekend against the Running Rebs. ESPNU next Saturday with UNLV and Nevada. The Rebs stunned the Wolfpack last year. A tough year as Nevada went 4-8. But 6-win campaign this year, not the type of night they were hoping for on senior night. And Polian told us yesterday, this is always an emotional night, but he was hoping there'd still be a lot of football left for this team.
Yeah, and I think there will be. See how the bowl games shake out. Certainly the teams with the better records have resided in the mountain side of the division this year. But I think when you have some players like, you know, Cody Fajardo, he's a feature type guy. People would love to see him in a bowl game and see him go to work.
Fajardo trying to use skid there as he took a hit from Dalen Jones. Jones has played a whale of a game. We mentioned him in this secondary, which has really played musical chairs throughout the course of the year, but they appear to have settled in at Jones at safety and Charles Washington at corner.
Yeah, they've done a nice job. They don't have a lot of bodies. They've kind of had to shuffle people around a little bit and try to find the best combination. And pretty young back there as well.
Fourth and a yard, and they won't get there. It's the story of the night. This Fresno State defense stubborn, ready to play, and they come up with the stop here. Todd Hunt, the junior out of Anaheim, the former Orange County All-Stater, able to blow up the play.
Got to credit Tim DeRuyter and his positive approach. You see the coaches and the way they're interacting with the players. I got to spend a little bit of time last night after we met with them. They were eating dinner and some of the kids were hanging around, and just a really positive vibe for Fresno State, showing today in a big game against Nevada.
It's www.jawhorse.com.
11:30 Pacific time, and it's early in the city of Reno. Nightlife here. Beautiful city.
Plenty of time
downtown.
for you and the crew to go down and spend some money and pay your Nevada taxes.
First down and 10, Fresno State. Josh Quezada, as we take a look at some of the storylines from today. 3 stars, and we start in Norman. What a show put on by Oklahoma running back Samaje Perine. 34 carries. He sets the FBS record, 427. So we've seen 2 running backs in 3 weeks eclipse that 400-yard
How about if Gordon
plateau.
would have played in the 4th quarter last week? He might have had 500. Sat out the 4th quarter.
Justin Hardy, 9 catches. His 358 career receptions, an FBS record. And then Luke Falk, Mike Leach offense, 600 yards. Another day in the office.
He's a backup, of course. Connor Holiday had over 700 early in the year. All those skill guys that played 20 years ago are wishing they were in these spread, no huddle, throw it around offenses, going fast, a lot of plays.
We were talking with Scott Boone, the defensive coordinator, yesterday for Nevada, and he arrived on the scene from William and Mary. They saw a lot of high-power offenses in the Colonial Athletic, but he says, you know, you get into this Mountain West, and so much of the focus is on the offense and the firepower that this conference can bring each and every weekend. It's tough to prep for, and you have such a variety of offenses in the conference.
Yeah, you've got a triple option team in Air Force, a triple option team in New Mexico, who actually do it a little bit differently, so it's not exactly the same. Similar type philosophy, but not the same schemes. You've got San Diego State, who's a pro style. Bob Toledo's going to get 2 backs and tight end and pound it, go play action on you.
Wyoming's heading down that path.
Yep.
Coach Bull.
Boise State's going to give you everything in the kitchen sink. You got the pistol going on in Nevada, spread team in Fresno.
Not a lot of sleep for defensive coordinators.
Colorado State, a pro style team. You get the whole gamut.
This is TJ Thomas. Look at this. Look at that. All 22 bodies end up with Mr. TJ Thomas.
I've seen a lot of football, but I don't think I've seen this before. This is the true definition of a scrum right here. Now, why wouldn't you call forward progress stop right there?
I keep waiting.
I guess now they're, look at, they got their own union. Fresno State's got their own union going.
I kept waiting for the rugby pitch out of that pile.
Well, he was stopped for a little bit. Then the ooze started happening.
Burrell and the Bulldogs inside the 10-yard line. They will give it to Thomas for the 3rd straight time. And TJ Thomas, the sophomore, running back last year, actually began this season on the defensive side of the football at one of the inside linebacker spots, but because of some of the injuries at running back that Fresno State sustained, they decided to put him back on the offensive side of the football.
It's good to have athletes, move them around where you need them. It's good to have unselfish players willing to go play where you need them as well.
Malik Meisenheimer, one of the guys banged up early, he has been lost for the season. They actually moved Dylan Root, who was a slot, to running back this week because of the Waller uncertainty. Thomas nowhere to go, and he is tripped up and taken down at the line of scrimmage. We wind the clock inside a minute to go. So Fresno State is now clearly in the driver's seat in the Western Division of the Mountain West Conference. They will move to 4-3. San Diego State sits 4-3. However, the Bulldogs have the tiebreaker over the Aztecs thanks to a 24-13 victory. So if Fresno State takes care of Hawaii next Saturday, they will win the Western title in the Mountain West, and they will have a date in a road trip, which appears right now to be heading maybe to Boise, Idaho, in a showdown against Boise State, representing the Mountain Division. What a job by Tim DeRuyter, as this Fresno State program looks to become the first team since TCU to win 3 straight Mountain West championships.
Great job defensively. Bulldogs showed up in that second half, shut that running game down. Cody Fajardo couldn't get loose. Got the turnovers, and then Brian Burrell, wow, what a big coming out party for him.
Coming up next on ESPNU is SportsCenter U. Fresno State victorious 40-20. Good night from Reno.
It's hacking around. Where's hacking?